All right, we should get going, right? Who's hosting this thing?
I guess I'm driving, boys.
Yeah.
And lady.
Do you want me to tighten that microphone? I got a pair of pliers.
Oh, that's all right. Won't be touching it that much.
You just have pliers on you?
No, I'll go to Bob.
Oh.
It would be cool if he did, though, right?
Yeah.
Just pulled out like, got this on my belt. One of them. Why are those belts always tan?
Tool belts?
Yeah. Why are they always that tan color?
I mean, I think it's the leather, right? Oh, here comes Bob.
Go on in there, Bob.
Bob, what color's your tool belt?
Yeah, Bob, what color's your tool belt?
I don't have a tool belt.
Why not?
I have a big giant box of tools.
Oh, there you go.
Hell yeah.
Red box?
I have a garage full of tools.
Is it wooden or is it a red metal box?
I got a red metal box.
There you
There
go.
it
I got
is.
a brown metal box.
Bob's on my list of people I would go on a road trip with. In fact, before the show started today, Amin, I came up with another show when Bob's no longer with us, retired, not
Oh,
dead.
jeez.
No, retired. When he's retired and he's no longer with us.
I just want to jump in real fast and say that that's already fixed. Bob's gone. Like, that's how
Yeah.
great Bob is.
Bob went in, fixed it. He had the pliers on him. Boom, boom, gone. Out of here. So the show is when Bob retires, and I don't want to put Bob's business out there, but it's too late. I mean, Bob walked in and, he wanted to make the show about him anyway. So when Bob retires, he says he's going to have a little mini Winnebago and driving around. So I'm pitching to someone. That's kind of the problem. I don't know who to pitch things
Gary?
to around here. I guess Gary.
Okay.
Or, what was her name?
Wow.
That was on the email. No, the one that was on the
her name?
Casilda.
Wow.
I'm going to pitch to Casilda, who was on one email once.
Who?
Exactly.
A lot of people pop up on emails around here.
Yeah.
Reply
It was
alls.
an accidental reply all. And then everybody turned around and said, who? Just like you did. So I'm going to pitch to someone when Bob retires a Traveling America show with me and Bob, where we go to like national parks. And Bob's like, you want to go see all the weird stuff? I said, Bob, I love weird stuff. So I don't know what that means, but we're going to go see some weird stuff.
My cousin, who is in town right now visiting me, went on a twine tour of
what?
the Midwest.
No, your cousin.
What is it? I love it.
Twine tour.
What is
Twine. That's like rope.
Tour.
Twine.
The course is Pierce is rope in our rope inventory.
They went on a tour to see different twines. Yes.
Why?
I don't know. For fun. She had a great time.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
Lies.
She might be here later today. I'll ask her.
I refuse to believe.
How many stops are there on a Twine tour?
I think there were a lot.
Two.
Like in the same city?
I think it was like in a bunch of different states.
States?
Yes.
Come on, man.
You're driving across state lines to see rope.
Twine.
Twine,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of kitschy stuff like that in the Midwest. Like there's the giant ketchup bottle.
Where's that at?
My friend Priya grew up there. It's in
Grew up there?
Collinsville, Illinois, I believe.
Grew
Oh,
up.
where's that?
There's a giant ketchup bottle on the side of the road. And then there's like the Corn Palace. The Corn Palace is famous. My parents have pictures in front of the Corn Palace in the 80s.
What is the Corn Palace?
Palace of Corn.
It's a palace made of corn.
Wait, but there's no actual ketchup in this ketchup bottle, right? It's just a statue.
Oh,
of this
man.
ketchup bottle. It's ridiculous.
I'm just
Not
thinking
real.
of like a giant heat wave at the Corn Palace, and all of a sudden there was like, cool the corn, because if not, it starts popping like popcorn.
Popcorn Palace.
Yeah.
The Midwest, they pull out every stop in order to get some sort of recognition. I was explaining this to my kid. I said, back in the day before the interstate system, like it was all these weird state highways. So these little towns started coming up with like the biggest ball of yarn in the Western Hemisphere and stuff like that, just to get people to stop and buy stuff from the gift shop and buy, stop off at the diner or whatever. And then the interstate basically killed all of that, right? Because now you just zoom 100 miles an hour past all these places. I believe the motion picture Cars was about that, guys. That's what it was about.
Huh.
Radiator Springs was dying because no one takes the U.S. routes anymore.
When I was in Detroit, I drove past this like 50-foot tall giant tire. It was really exciting. This, by the way, this ketchup bottle, I don't think it counts because it's not functioning. There's no ketchup inside. It's a water tower and it
okay.
says catsup on it. Yeah.
So the world's largest twine ball in Minnesota, people probably don't actually use twine from it, but it's still a giant twine
Well,
ball.
is it
Is it made of twine, though?
all the way. Not like this is some giant
Francis-
outer shell.
Francis A. Johnson was 45 years old when he started rolling scraps of twine from his family's farm into
guy
a
for
ball.
sure.
12 years later, when the ball weighed 2 tons, a cat would love this. A reporter from the Minneapolis Tribune asked him why. quote, "My mother taught me not to waste anything," Francis said. So
Except
he
his
rolled
time.
this giant ball of twine. He also once owned 7,000 pencils. What? I think the Twine Tour stopped at this twine ball, I'm pretty sure.
I would hope so. If not, what else would the Twine Tour stop?
How do you take it to another level after that?
That's a good question.
Like I've seen it all. What
You've seen the
more?
world's largest twine ball. I don't know how it gets better from here.
The second largest twine ball. Guys, I have a question for you.
Ooh.
Is there or is there not a size limit on animals on an airplane?
I saw this. You had a dog right next to you. You filmed
The
the
horse.
dog out in the terminal.
Different dog.
Okay, I thought you were like, oh man, someone's gonna be next to a dog, and then it ended up right next to you.
Trust me, if it was the other dog, I would have just got off the flight. I would have told you guys you're flying solo on Monday because the dog I saw in the terminal while I was waiting to board, it had a bulletproof vest on and diapers.
Safety first.
And diapers. And it's like a pit. And
That must be an important dog. Tony. Good point.
It looked important. It looked like, like I said, like it's ready for all types of shit. This dog, a pit.
Do you think that the first dog gets like a Secret Service detail?
Absolutely.
Maybe do they have Secret Service dogs?
dogs, and they got sunglasses on
Really?
and little suits.
Isn't his name Champ? There's Champ and Major.
You know the
One of
president's
them
dogs?
one of them bit someone and they had to take it back
They had
to
to put him
Delaware.
down,
That
right?
was Major.
No, they
No?
didn't put him down.
Classic
No,
Major.
isn't that what happens to dogs that bite people?
I know Obama's dog's name was Bo. Everyone knows that.
Bo?
Not important dogs that bite people.
There's not these formalities.
There's a book about Secret Service dogs, Jeremy said.
Jeremy, have you read it?
He doesn't have a
It's
microphone.
well, there you go. There's our answer.
Bad answer.
You don't need a microphone to read.
That's true.
The way this
Stugotz
works,
is-
Jer Bear, I know you're new around here. You tell Billy the answer, and then Billy interprets it into the mic for everyone who's off.
Just
mic.
say it out loud and hope one of us has our mics on.
He's not read the book yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What Socks? Which president had a dog named Socks? It's the only dog I know.
Feels like something LBJ would have.
Okay. But no, the dog sitting next to me was. It looked like what was the movie with Tim Allen where he turns into a dog?
The Santa Claus?
The other one.
Wasn't he like a dog attorney?
The Santa
Yes.
Claus 2.
That's a ridiculous premise.
It looked like that dog.
The Shaggy dog.
The Shaggy dog. He looked exactly like the Shaggy dog. And he was huge. And he was encroaching all over my leg room. Yeah.
Socks was Bill Clinton's cat,
Okay.
actually.
Biden's dog Major bit Secret Service members 8 days in a row, emailed show.
8 days in a row.
Email show.
Privilege.
The documents indicate that Major bit members of the Secret Service 8 days in a row in early March.
Like Finney. Yeah.
Mike, did you tell that story on air?
Yeah, I think so. Might have been banked. Who knows? I was watching the Shaggy Dog original on Disney Plus. When Disney Plus first came out, it was just like, wow, all these
Bed knobs and broomsticks.
Yeah, they
and all
opened
that,
up
yeah.
the Disney Vault and you can
Yeah.
see all these things. So I watched the original Shaggy Dog just for the nostalgia.
Uh-huh.
And they relied so heavily on body doubles in place of a dog,
Yeah.
which I personally love because the
Whenever-
dog's doing stunts. Like I think a dog punched somebody at one point.
Man, let me tell you something, man. Some of these like 1960s, 70s TV shows, just tremendous.
I have an important update, by the way.
What's that?
Champ sadly passed away.
Oh.
The Bidens have adopted a new dog named Commander and a tabby cat named Willow.
How about just name your dog Buddy or something? You know what I mean? Like, what's with the serious names? By the way, in this same article, quote, "We're sure Major is a good dog, but the records show he was involved in many more biting incidents than the Biden White House has publicly acknowledged.
I love how
It's disturbing to see a White House cover-up of numerous injuries to Secret Service and White House personnel by the Biden's family
there's
pet."
like a quote, he was a good boy.
Impeach him. The dog, not Biden.
I am on a website right now, cheapism.com, and it ranks 78 weird roadside attractions in the United States. Apparently,
Is the ketchup bottle on there?
I haven't gotten to that yet, but you can visit.
Why 78?
I guess
75, but they
Yeah.
had 3 more.
I did go to. There was a top 10 in 78, and I went to the 78. I was drawn to it immediately. You can visit Nicolas Cage's burial plot in Louisiana. He's alive and well, but he's
That
built
looks like Oh my God, that looks like something you would hide the Declaration of Independence
It
under.
does look like that. It's a 9-foot stone pyramid that will one day house his remains. People have already adorned the pyramid with lipstick kisses
Ew.
in advance of his final resting place actually being used.
And that's how monkeypox started.
I don't think so. There's also this place in Michigan that's just called Mystery Spot.
Ooh.
Oh, we should film a mystery crate there.
Live
what part
from
of
the
Michigan?
mystery
If
spot.
it's like Traverse City, I'm not going. But if it's farther south, I might.
There's like
Why?
Not down with the UP?
Too far.
How's breakfast?
That's good.
What is that?
A fig bar.
Michigan's not that far. It's like a 3.5-hour flight.
No, but the UP is different.
The UP is a whole nother world.
Different, buddy.
in Minnesota, there is a roadside attraction called the House of Balls.
Pardon?
What happened to you and this dog?
Oh, he's encroaching on my leg room.
Oh my God.
Like, look, man. Like,
Cry about it.
You
were encroaching on his four-leg room. Legs room. When you talk about dogs, do you give them arms and legs? Or are they all legs?
How would a dog wear pants?
It's a good question.
I've got 4 legs.
Have you ever seen that?
Not me. I'm
Does it
saying
go
I've got dogs
Is it-
having
yeah.
4 legs.
All 4 legs, or
Yeah.
it's just like midway through the body?
I think it's funnier if they have him midway through the body and then you give him like an upper body kind
Yeah, a
of thing.
sweater for its arms.
Or a suit, like the Secret Service dogs that protected Champ, apparently. Champ is no longer with
Covered up for Major.
So you're complaining about this dog live on air. You tweeted about it. Now, did you say anything to the person? Are you someone that just like you don't say anything actually, but you'll tweet about it and
I was
talk on air?
legit so tired and I didn't want to go through the whole rigmarole of switching seats. And also, I had a window seat and I knew in my heart of hearts they would probably switch me to an aisle seat, and I didn't want that because of a red-eye flight.
I have a Twine Tour update. These are the cities on the Twine Tour where the giant
Is
balls
this
of
courtesy
twine
of your cousin
are. Yes.
or okay?
Ames, Iowa, Cocker City, Kansas, Kansas City, Branson, Missouri, St. Louis, Illinois, Lake Nebagamon, Wisconsin, and Darwin, Minnesota.
Yeah, sounds like some of the
Darwin,
shittiest
Minnesota
places
is
in
the
country.
giant is the biggest ball. So they ended on a high note. They ended with the giant ball of twine.
Very important update just to kind of close this loop. Jeremy looked it up and he told me, and now I'm going to tell you, the Secret Service does not protect dogs, just the family of the president, vice president, whatever. So dogs apparently are not considered family, and like, not to get political, but I think maybe this should be something that we should fix. Like, we should get dogs included.
I feel like it's
as
an
family.
unspoken thing, though. You don't get the job as Biden's main Secret Service guy unless you give him a look. I got your dog.
There is
Anything goes down, your dog is safe.
You have them getting interviewed
Yeah, I don't
by
think
like the
that's how it
president
works.
himself.
Yep. Final approval.
there's a
Like once they've
roadside-
picked it, you don't think the president has any say in who his main Secret Service
Oh, that's
people
the
are?
whole thing in Veep with Selena Meyer gets the Secret Service guy fired because he smiles at her.
There is a roadside attraction in West Virginia that is George Washington's bathtub. However, George Washington never used this bathtub.
Is it technically his then?
So it's like Nicolas
No,
Cage's resting spot, right?
It's
Like he never used it.
Yeah, but you know that
That's
Nicolas
true.
Cage will one day be there.
do you?
George
What if
Washington's
he changes his
bathtub-
mind?
I mean,
He seems stable.
What if he's
That
incinerated?
town is screwed then.
Wait, what if he's incinerated? He falls into a volcano.
you can't rule it out with Nicolas Cage
I'm just
either.
saying.
So George Washington's bathtub as a tourist attraction is just a bathtub that's outside that celebrates how George Washington might have taken a bath in his day, but not actually his bathtub.
And a few feet away from there is George Washington's cell phone.
What it would have been.
Yeah, if he had one.
So how'd the dog thing end?
The dog thing ended with, I think I'm allergic to dogs.
Ooh, do you do the fake sneeze? Because you want to make them think you're allergic?
Not fake sneeze. I sneezed several times, and every single time, the woman who owned the dog, her children were sitting in front, like a row ahead of us, and they both would just bless you, and I just felt bad. I felt bad. I wish I could channel Jess's energy. Just say, "Shut up, kids."
You felt bad. You were blasting their dog on social media.
Oh yeah,
Was the middle seat empty?
middle. This guy.
What?
He's not so
first
smart.
class?
This
Oh,
one.
my bad. I was
Middle
thinking, would you
seat.
rather have an empty middle seat with a dog, though? Like the person in the seat that's on the aisle has a dog, but there's no one in the middle. Like, what would you rather have? You understand what I'm saying?
Well, fly
would
first
you rather?
class to come here?
What's up?
They pay for you to fly first
No.
class to come here?
They paid for me to.
Status.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Jeez. How much
Guys.
money do we have?
They paid for me to fly regular, and then my status upgrades me to first class.
Yep.
You know,
Huh.
you should get on that.
Real rich complaining about your leg room when you were in first class, though.
I'm just saying. Look, there's a dog.
But
I would
there's a
have
dog
more.
right there.
I would have had more leg room in coach.
I would have let the dog sit on my feet and warm them.
He's huge. First of all, your feet would have been crushed.
Crushed is a bit extreme.
Pancakes. Just a little floppy pancake.
It looked
feet.
like a doodle of sorts, this dog. What kind of dog was it?
It looked like the Shaggy Dog from
Yeah.
the movie The Shaggy Dog, starring Tim Allen as
If
a
you have
Shaggy
a dog
Dog.
that big, you need to buy another seat, I think.
Or
Does it cost you more money in first class to have a dog with you? It better.
it
You have to
costs
pay a
everyone.
dog fee.
Yeah,
It's
There-
like
anyone who
$200
brings an animal on that's out here just chilling, they got to pay more. But there's got to be a size limit. There's got to be a size limit. Also, you're a grown up. Just get over it. Take some Xannies and knock out like everyone else.
This was a long flight though, wasn't it?
So yeah, red
So
eye
they
flight.
probably couldn't drive with the dog that far. Like the dog probably needed to be like I wish I could fly with my dog. Instead, we had to drive her all the way from New York to Miami.
Sounds like
it's far.
So inconvenient to own one of these things.
No, she's my best friend.
Is she?
Yeah.
What is Lee? You
can also board the dog.
What's Lee's full name?
Lehman.
Lehman. What does Lehman have to say about that?
Well, like I think
She's his best friend, too.
he would agree. Man's best friend, woman's best friend. She's our best friend.
The mutual best friend.
Yeah, mutual best
You
friend.
can't have
Who does the
multiple
dog like
best
more?
friends. There's only one best.
She likes us both. I think she
So
thinks.
Lehman.
I think she thinks Lee is her dad, and I'm in her pack.
Oh, so
Like I'm the fun one
Like-
that she plays with. Like she'll bite me, she'll like tackle me, and we'll play
Yeah.
and like roll around on the ground. But like Lee, she will like obey.
now I say this purely as a hypothetical, but supposing
Here
Jeez,
we
I know
go.
where he's going
I
with
do
this.
too. I do too.
I think Lehman would take the
No.
dog.
Yeah,
Stop
it's
it.
Lehman's dog.
It is Lee. It
Like-
is Lehman's dog though. We made that clear when she was adopted.
but I'm just saying like
Little JIC stipulation.
you guys you didn't
No,
do,
it was just like
dog
he went.
prenup.
He did the adoption process. Like he did all the work. Like she lived
That doesn't
with
mean
him
anything.
before we moved in together. Like it's his dog.
So let me ask the question though. Like if we do the time honored tradition of you're on one side of the room, he's on the other, and they put the dog in the middle. Come on, girl. Who's the dog going to?
I feel like it would be 5 out of 10 times like she'd change. Like it would be me and then it would be him. And then
That's why we
Then
play,
every time
that-
she would change.
That's why we play best
Exactly.
of 3, best of 5, best of 7, not best of 4,
Oh,
6,
we'll play.
8,
We'll
or 10.
do best of 7.
Best of 7. Who's winning that 7-game series?
I feel like I might win.
How many games?
Maybe in 4.
Jess in 4. A sweep. You just said 5 out of 10. Now you're sweeping.
I don't like this game.
Segment 1.
What was that? 7 minutes.
Dan did a great job.
Dano crushed it.
Great acting.
Ass off.
It was like 18 minutes.
Do you want me doing anything else? No, dude. We cut to you the one time you had the
saw
Dan
it.
thing going. It was like, dude, on your phone too. That looks exactly like something Dan would be doing. Like, just keep being Dan, man.
I did the
It's a
poking
great
of the
Easter
eye with
egg.
my glasses too. So.
We got. You know what we got to do? We got to get his glasses misted up. Like can we mist up the glasses somehow?
I mean, I have a game for later.
Okay.
Well, I have a prize to give away later to someone here, and it'll be a prize given away every day. Every day, different people are eligible for the prize, but the problem is I haven't figured out the game just yet.
Got it.
Of how we give away the prize.
Very useful. Thank you.
Do you want to know what the prize is?
What's the
I will
prize?
tell you, you might not be interested because you're ineligible. Wow. And unfortunately, Jess is ineligible today to play.
Wait, are we
And
recording? I
tomorrow,
just
actually.
belched so loud.
No, it's fine. It didn't pick it up. Don't worry. I didn't even hear it. Did
Yeah,
you
I didn't hear it.
Yeah,
I didn't
no.
hear it.
I think maybe you imagine that.
I mean,
Leave
Chris
all of this
burped,
in.
and I didn't think he'd want it in.
No,
Yeah, sorry about that.
it's fine. I didn't hear that either. Did you?
Let's power through.
Yeah, we're fine. Don't worry. You guys want to know what the prize is?
Love
No.
to.
I'll tell you the prize. Right,
Yes,
right
and.
now, for tomorrow, Tony is eligible.
Okay. For
Mike is-
tomorrow?
For tomorrow.
But for today?
No,
Who's eligible today?
the prize is used tomorrow. So to play, Tony's eligible to play today.
Okay.
Chris is eligible to play today.
Okay.
Mike is eligible to play today.
Okay.
I am eligible to play today. Jeremy is TBD. I'm not entirely sure.
When will the winner be announced?
Today. Every
At the end of the show.
Every
Okay.
day, a winner will win Dan's parking space for the next day.
Dude, I almost parked in it.
I did too.
I almost parked
I
in it
did too.
today.
Wait, does he have his own spot?
He does have his own spot. And it's just sitting there unused, and it is the
Hold on.
best spot.
It's the best spot in the entire parking garage.
Did Dan Uber here today?
He walked.
Yeah, he
today.
walked.
Yeah, he walked today.
Yeah.
Long weekend.
He has his own parking spot?
He has his own parking spot.
You didn't know this?
Dude.
No.
Oh, you don't drive
Yeah.
here. That's why.
The funniest.
That's why she's
the
ineligible,
funniest
and she's
shit.
not here tomorrow.
Last week, I landed and then I went to go get provisions as I always do whenever I land. And I'm crossing the street, like in the middle of the street, not at a crosswalk because I'm from New York City. And there's a car, like a really nice car. And it's like slowing down. And I'm like, all right, dude, just go ahead. Go ahead. The street's empty. As soon as you go, I'll walk around. And it just kept slowing. And I'm like, guy, just what the hell? And the window rolls down. It's Dan. I've never seen him out in the wild like that.
Dan is really awkward out in the wild.
Yes.
I
Oh,
sometimes,
when I saw him
sometimes
at
see
Whole
him.
Foods, it was so awkward.
I sometimes see him texting and walking.
Yeah.
Like here, like on the side of the street, like with coffee sometimes too. He's coffee in his hand and he's just doing this thing. I don't know if it's because he feels awkward, doesn't want like the people to see him, or he's just texting and walking.
7 in the morning.
Wait, he's hiding the phone?
No,
Has
he's
he
just
text-
like in his phone. Like he's,
what people doesn't he want to see?
the people on South Beach, they're always, Dad.
But he's there. Like, why would
7 a.m.
Why would he be outside if he didn't want them to see him?
I was just throwing out potential
No,
things.
that's-
He could be
that's a
fake
terrible
texting
potential.
every single time I see him.
You think he's like you got him like just pretending? Yeah. Wouldn't it be on the phone would be the better?
Dan's one of these guys that has like when he pulls up his text, he has like 442 unread texts.
That's me.
So it's like I always feel like those people like they're just always going through their phone because it's like I'm trying to catch up.
But no, there's a number you're just never like. At some point, they're so buried that those numbers are just never going to go away.
You just have to hope they text you one day on some other shit, and then they'll see like,
Yeah.
but I'm very badly burnt. Can you send help?
But all of Dan's texts are just different groups of all of us linked up. So like how many of us total are there that like he probably texts? Maybe 10, 12, I don't know. There's a bunch of us. Okay,
I
but
think he
like
texts a lot of
just
people.
like this immediate group like of us.
Yeah, 10 to 15
So like
for sure.
I'm not good at math, but I'm guessing there's at least 1,000 variations of these groups
You're not
that
good
you could put in that he would have on his phone. Like
Yeah.
Billy, Chris, Roy.
Yeah.
Roy, Chris, Amin.
I don't think he has
Amin, Mike,
1,000
Jess.
different groups going from this.
But
I
I'm saying
think maybe like
I'm
8.
saying there are 1,000 different
Yeah,
versions,
yeah.
and he probably has at least like 100 different ones on his phone.
I think I'm with Jess. There's more than 8. It's always a random group. I'm always like, how is this the first text I'm getting from this group text? Because it's like there's not that many combinations of us,
Well,
but yet
no,
Dan still finds a way to create a new group text.
Well, the most awkward is like when it'll be like a text to like me and Jessica and Whitty and Jamel Hill. And it's like, hey, book Jamel Hill for tomorrow. And it's like, well, Jamel's on here.
Yeah.
And then there's always
those
like one
are
of those
very
going
awkward.
on.
Yeah.
the introduction ones.
Well, no, there's
Didn't
never an
Tony
intro-
have that a few
But
like with
there's-
Method Man a few years
there's
ago with
really-
the long stat of the day? It's like, Tony, here's Method Man, collab with him.
No.
Or it was Juju.
No, hold on.
There's rarely the introduction though. It's just like, hey, get Jamel. And Jamel's probably like, who the hell are these 4 other people on this
It
text?
happened with Method Man. I think it happened with Trick Daddy. I think it happened with who else?
Tony, meet Trick. They're gonna create a long rap. Get with Tony on that.
And then you text the person and they never respond to you. Yeah. That's happened to me.
Method
so
Man did
many
respond
times.
to us, which was nice. The thing is, he sent a video of what his rap was supposed to be, even though we needed the audio file, not the video file from his phone.
Oh, that's why the sound quality ended up sounding
Yeah,
like
you
it
know.
did.
Yeah, well,
Literally a recording
I
artist.
did it at 5 a.m. So,
Why would he think that that would be the best way to send
hey,
you a
dude,
song?
I don't know.
He's literally a recording artist.
It's like a cameo, probably.
Guys, according to Quora,
do two
there are 3,628,800 different permutations of a group of 10.
No chorus.
I thought there was a Metal-Arc employee named Cora that just texted you an update.
Ain't that far-fetched.
Billy, so how are we going to win
That's what I was
Dan's
just going to
parking
ask.
spot?
How do we give away Dan's parking spot?
Okay.
Wait, can the winner of this also get Dan's gift card for that one thing that we were
Yes.
sent?
Okay, that's another thing that we kind of privately discussed.
I don't know about the gift cards.
We had
don't
we had
worry about
You wouldn't use it.
why not?
You wouldn't. You wouldn't.
I'm not
use
driving. Is it a gift card for a parking
It.
spot?
It's a first spot you wouldn't use. I don't think it's
What
for a
is it?
store you wouldn't buy.
What is it like? Dogs are us?
We're not.
What?
No, we're not.
I'm not going to say the
We're
name of
not
it. We
saying
can
the
tell you
name.
off air. But
Oh, what kind of establishment is it?
It's
Is it
a clothing
restaurant?
store, a
It's
clothing
a clothing
store.
store. Tommy
Yeah.
Bahama
I'm not going to tell
stop
you.
guessing.
We're not. We'll
It's
tell
a
you.
store
gonna
that
tell you.
Dan wouldn't shop at.
would not shop at.
Yeah.
And I don't think Dan uses gift cards.
No Jordan shorts, no sweatpants.
I actually did buy sweatpants from there. with
You
the
did?
gift
I
card.
saw them.
Yeah,
They
were
feel nice.
Super comfy. I had two.
I went to the store. I
really?
used it at the store.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because it says online only. I walked up to the lady and I was like,
Too many
using it
letters
here.
and numbers.
yeah, there was a ton of numbers. And I
I
had
used
to
it
go
at
through a
the
bunch of
store
emails.
So we don't think that Dan's going to use this gift card. So it's a decent amount of money on a gift card that's just sitting there that a lot of people could change their wardrobe with almost. But it's just going to go unused. So
Right.
do we give that away as well? Do we ask? him?
Combo it. Parking spot and gift card.
Wow.
Oh, you know what? Why don't we
big
do
prize.
this? Why don't we do this? And I'm just kind of shooting from the hip here. And
You?
yeah, why don't we do this? The Bucket of Death is coming back, and there's a new sponsor, the Bucket of Death.
Is it?
Why don't we put
Exciting.
the gift card in not the actual gift card, but we'll write on a helmet.
gift card
the gift
helmet.
Card. The thing is that because I'm going to have to talk to legal or someone, I don't
Why?
know, Casilda, because since the helmet is sponsored by someone,
Right.
right? Can I be giving away a gift card for another company inside
Yes.
there? Probably not.
Yes, you don't have to say the name of the company. It's the gift card helmet. You win the gift card. What's
That's
the
a
gift
good one.
It's a gift card. Don't
That's
worry
actually
about
a
it.
great.
hell
Oh
happened
well,
to
if we
this?
can't say the name of it, I was gonna say that would be a great thing, an ad to sell for. Tell the marks, Billy. Make a gift card helmet, and it changes every week, and that's like our
Ooh.
how we do our.
And that's how we do our sponsors. Yeah. So if it's sponsored by like Miller Lite, the Miller Lite Bucket
Still
of
excited
Death,
about the twine. Yeah.
it's a gift card, Miller gift card. I like it. I still think I should be eligible for this gift card though. The one
You
that's-
can. No, everyone will be eligible. It'll be in there.
You just assumed I wouldn't be interested.
You're not going to buy clothes.
Why not?
I just know you.
Why not? I have an active lifestyle.
Way to sell,
And you're
way to
not
sell
gonna,
the sponsor.
and you're not gonna park in Dan's spot either.
You don't have a car,
have a
so you
car.
can't.
No, but I could
You gotta rent a car to park there.
rent a car just to park it there and leave it parked there.
All right, Amin's eligible for today.
Yeah.
so how do we win?
What if the
how
gift
do we
card's
win
to
the
a rental
prize?
car place?
Also. How do we give it away?
All right, so now we got to do we figured out what the prizes are. We just got to figure out how to give them away.
Yeah.
Right? Should we have like a competition for the person who comes up with the best topic of the day?
But who votes on that?
We all do.
Everyone
We
will
all
vote
do.
for their
It's
own.
Poll
democracy.
question.
No, you can't vote for your own. You can't vote for your own.
If you put it on the poll,
poll.
it becomes just a popular.
No.
contest.
I don't want to leave it to the listeners.
Why-
No, we put
Why?
the
I love the
we
listeners.
put the topic idea
Vote for
on the
me.
poll, not whose idea it was.
We could also do a thing where it's just we do the show and we agree that at the end of the show or some point in the show, someone will do something where it's like that they win. That was it.
So like MVP of the day.
And it's just like and it has to be second. Like if Billy does something
I know.
and I'm like that what Billy just did, I think he deserves to win. Someone else has to agree. If
I know.
everyone else is like, no.
I know, but we have to agree on this. And we had a meeting last week where we came up with an idea that we have yet to implement and probably never will. But we can for this. It's called the voice of Bob, right? So what if Bob at the end of the show comes in and he decides who had the best performance? Because Bob can hear all of this and Bob's paying attention to all of this. Bob decides who the MVP of the show was or whatever. And then Bob will tell us who gets to park in Dan's parking space tomorrow.
You hear that, Bob?
You know what's funny? Earlier, Billy, when you said that when Bob retires, I have an idea for a show.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to pitch the next Bob. Like a
Wow.
reality competition show where we figure out.
Oh, we have Brandon already. He won. Yeah.
Okay, well, then
Doesn't roll off the tongue though as much.
the next Bob?
Like let's go to Brandon. No, doesn't just
I said what? All
he's
right.
great,
How about
but he
season
needs
two?
a better name.
How about season 2? No?
the Masked Bob.
Guys, Udonis Haslem is coming back for his 20th season. Did you see that?
Did Brady do the Masked Singer? Did you guys see this Reddit report that that's why he missed the last 10
Hold on.
days?
I've seen this.
Yeah.
We'll get to Brady in a second.
Okay, sorry.
There's some crazy Brady shit that came out.
Brady.
That came out over the last few days. But Udonis Haslem coming back for a 20th season.
Wait, I have a question for you about this. Because last week you were saying that he was just waiting around for the Durant situation before he did this.
Yes.
So does that mean that's done?
It means that, yes, for the foreseeable future, they're probably saying, look, this isn't something that's going to get done before the season, so we don't need that flexibility, so bring back UD for a 20th season. My group chat of friends who like sports, they were very astonished to find out that Udonis Haslem has a roster spot. And I said, man, he's culture. And I realized that if you're not like us, right, these things don't mean anything, right? Like to that standard average sports fan, the concept of culture is meaningless.
Everyone else is like, why is this really old guy on the team?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. They have, like, what? Why? He hasn't played, and they looked up his stats and stuff. I'm like, guys, it goes beyond the box score. I'm trying to explain to them, and they're like, no, not at all.
They've also had a lot of success developing young bigs. And he's going up every day against those guys in practice, and he has a hand in the development that the organization's so proud of.
It's weird though, Mike, that at some point, wouldn't he become a coach? Wouldn't he do the Juwan Howard and just say, okay, now you put a...
Yeah, but Juwan Howard did what Udonis did before Udonis graduated into that role. Juwan was really the template for it.
Yeah, he didn't do it for 20 years though.
No, he's been... It's kind of wild. He's going to have his jersey retired, as he should. But Udonis has been this as long as he was like a key contributor.
Yes. Like 50% of his career has been
there are Heat
sage.
Fans, there are Heat fans of a certain age that only know Udonis Haslem as this.
Right.
Which is wild to me. Especially if you're old enough to remember 2006 and the contributions that he made locking up Dirk Nowitzki.
Right.
He was a tremendously good player.
And knocking down that reliable 15-foot jumper.
Super. It was very reliable till the foot injury. And then even after the foot injury, there was a series against Indiana where they dared him to make it again. And he helped Miami advance in a very difficult series. And he was doing all the tough guy shit with Tyler Hansbrough and David West that a bunch of people loved. But it is kind of sad to me that over the course of a very long career, the majority has been spent in this mentor role as opposed to an active contributor that's on the court day in, day out.
He makes more this way, though, than if he was a coach, right?
Absolutely.
So, like, he could just, like, what's to stop him from being, like, an active Bobby Bonilla that the Heat are just paying for 30 years, $2 million a year just to kind of hang out on the bench and be a coach, basically.
No, there's nothing to stop him from doing that. I would think that the team... See, the problem is there's a belief that if he's a coach, he loses like a percentage of his influence on the other players. Like he can talk to guys in a way right now as a player that guys will accept that if he's a coach, he just turns into the man.
Yeah, but if he's doing this at 50, they're going to be like, guys, like we see, like it's basically like all of those teen high school movies where it's a 40-year-old in a high school, like, hey, fellow youths, what's going on here? And it's like, UD, like we know you're not a player, you're a coach, even though you're still
strangers with
dressing
candy.
up.
Yeah, UD. He hasn't actually put pen to paper though, so
He just announced it at his camp.
So as long as he doesn't put pen to paper, then Miami remains flexible in their pursuit for Kevin Durant.
For you, what does your heart want?
What does my heart want?
Yeah.
I'm totally fine. I've given up on what's happening back there.
Do you think UD's teaching his role at his camp? That's a weird camp for a basketball player to go to. Yeah. Go on, go sit over there.
That would
bench
be
leadership
now stand
camp.
up and
like the different. Okay, so
now go scare Jimmy Butler.
What are the drill stations? There you go. Yeah.
Intimidation drills is great at the UD camp.
And then it's got to be a drill where you get in for 1 minute and one of the other players has to throw you an alley-oop and you just look at it.
Some new person just got yappy with the young coach that everyone respects. What do you do?
I got them like in training camp, right? Like they're running into the station like, All right, now get in his face. All right, next. Go to the next station. Sit down. Then stand back up aggressively. Then sit back down.
Now sit back down for 2 hours.
Point someone that's actually on the court and say that you'll see them in the back.
There's got to be a station where you stand up and everyone else is sitting down and you're just bitching out everybody, right?
As far as like, how do I, an emotional Heat fan, feel about this? I feel whatever Udonis wants to do, he can do for me. We've had the debates, and I was very strongly like pro, like, look how great they develop talent. That person that's 15 on the bench can one day be a contributor. I'm good with the minister of culture helping develop these players.
What would you do if he left? Not retired, but if he left. Like if he went to Orlando.
If he was a Hawk.
Like he went to, yeah, exactly.
that I would not be down with that.
No?
No.
You'd be outraged?
I would be outraged.
Would you be more outraged than when Wade left?
And I would also start criticizing the team, like, oh, what are you going to do with this guy? I would every emotional argument that I would make on behalf of keeping Udonis Haslem would go out the window if he started doing it for some other team.
You know the funniest thing that I think I've read about Udonis Haslem somewhere, I can't remember where, is that he doesn't want to coach when he retires.
Because he never wants to retire.
Well, there you go. No, but I mean, it's like, is that what you do right now?
The travel, everything, pretty much.
Yeah, like, and you have to work out too. Like, if you're a coach, you don't have to work out. You know, you can do a little treadmill, a little bike action. That's it.
He'll be a coach.
He has to be. What else is he gonna do?
I mean, he's a business owner.
I get it. They're all business owners.
That's what you say if you want to keep this gig he has. You say you don't want to become a coach. Because I'm sure every offseason they're like, hey,
you want to coach?
You know what would make sense? We could cut your salary and like.
Who do you think that person is? Like, hey, UD, how about this?
Coaching's great, man. Don't worry about the salary. There's other benefits.
Who is the emissary that gets sent?
Like Anthony Carter.
Right? It's got to be Zoe.
Well, Anthony Carter doesn't want him because that'll take his spot.
Right, yeah.
It's got to be Zoe, right? Zoe's the only one that can like out-intimidate UD, right?
No.
No, Zoe can't?
Out-intimidate UD?
Yes.
I don't think UD's afraid of Zoe. You do?
I think so.
No way.
That's his bet. That's his bet.
way.
Hold on, that's his bet.
No.
That's his bet.
No.
Right? Not anymore. It's like I've outgrown you,
I think
Dad.
Udonis, I have to look it up, but I think he's become older than Alonzo Mourning. I think he's lapped him in his time down here.
How do we get Udonis Haslem a school? Oh,
That's a fine.
I have a cameo due. How do we get Udonis Haslem
How much?
a school?
How much you charging nowadays?
I never changed the price. It's been the same since the beginning.
Which is?
I don't know. It's like 40 or something. 40.
Wow, you started with 40. Yeah.
Sweeps week.
Well, actually, like day 2, it had to go up because like whatever. It doesn't matter. How do we get?
No, it does. This is a big moment in time for cameos. It's right before fantasy drafts.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah, Billy, you need to announce like a fantasy draft special because this is where the cameo business booms.
I've done a bunch of like picking people's drafts. I've done a couple.
Wait, how does that work?
Guys,
Why is this sweeps week?
Little smack talk to your fantasy league
Yeah.
right before the draft. Yeah.
Jess, you're on Cameo, right?
No.
What?
I'm on Cameo. If you want me to do your fantasy shit, I'm in.
Jess, if you want to join Cameo, let me know. I know a guy, and we'll get.
No, Madison will not
God.
stop
He's-
asking me.
Yeah, he texts me a lot.
I may need that
I
contact.
am thinking about it though.
Do it.
I'm thinking of getting a different apartment, and I was like, well, maybe the cameo
There you
money could push this one
There you
direction.
go.
or another.
I don't want to be. I think we may have missed the cameo bubble on this.
Really?
It gets really like at the beginning, like really
Well,
big.
I haven't done it yet, so I
Yeah.
feel like I have a couple weeks where I'd probably cash in.
Wait,
some
what do you
cameo
mean we missed the bubble?
Like I think that our audience has already gone through the cameo phase with us.
No.
I think so.
They're few and
Going
far
too
between
far.
at this point. Couple a week.
Because I was considering, I started seriously considering it once Usman got knocked out with 55 seconds left and I lost hundreds of dollars on that. I was like, yeah, maybe cameo, the time is right.
Well, if you guys are serious about it, I have 3 cameo people I can put you in contact with. They sometimes text me out of the blue like, hey, check it in. How's it going? It's like, it's fine.
But I think I need to make it,
I'm good.
need to make it a rarity. Like I'm only going to be on
You can,
cameo.
you
Yeah.
could, you could limit,
do that.
you can
Like,
limit how many you're going
I
to
still
do.
get an alert every time Kevin Sorbo is available. 'Cause I was
Really?
yeah, even though he's like, I was doing that hair thing.
Honestly, we all probably should do a better job of promoting the Cameo because I think people forget.
I'm here if you want me. I'm not going to like shove it in your face.
All right, you don't want money?
How do we get
All right.
UD? I don't want to. I mean, how
No,
do we
that's
get
all
UD
good.
a school? Is the question.
How do we get UD what?
A school because Alonzo Mourning and his wife have a school named after them. How do we
Do
get
they?
UD a school?
The Alonzo and Tracy Morning Academy?
Were you just flexing that you knew the full?
That's right.
It's like something else. It's right next to the BBC campus at FIU.
Hey,
Yeah.
Yo.
Oh, I was there this weekend.
I went there too many times.
Yo.
Kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, man. No,
I don't know what just happened.
nothing happened at all. It's just, yeah. Why does Udonis need a school, though, Billy?
What's that?
Why does Udonis need a school named after him?
Because Zoe has one.
So Miami High, can they take that one? Is it Miami or did he go? Where'd he go?
He went to Miami High.
Yeah.
Miami High is a very boring name for a high school. A high school named after the city?
Yeah, but it's like historic.
Like, is there a New York High? Is there an LA High?
Miami High is cool though, because it's like you went to Miami High, you know?
Yeah.
Udonis should have a school, and it should be named the School of Hard Knocks.
Huh. Hard Knocks is really good this year, by the way. I'm all in on the Lions.
It's affecting gambling prices.
Episode
Everybody's
2.
hit on the
Hold on.
Big time Lions guy.
Episode 2, big drop for Amin. Episode 1, I was all in. Episode 2,
Yeah, it's setting up. You know my question about Hard Knocks? You didn't ask, but I'll tell you.
I'd love to know.
How
Because I'm coming up
boring
with my
is
top
Jared
5.
Goff that we have not
Dude.
seen him for 2 seconds?
It's on my top 5 list. Things that are wrong with Hard Knocks this year.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was on. This is not Jared Goff's first time on Hard
Yeah.
Knocks. He was with the Rams.
Oh,
And he
so
was
they were
Yeah.
Brady him.
boring.
He said the sunset thing.
Yes, he didn't know the sun set in the west.
Yeah.
He's like, he
I
did,
would have traded him immediately.
like they were on a
Oh,
helicopter ride.
it was a big thing.
Yeah, it was on a helicopter ride, and they're flying over the Pacific. It's like, oh, and this is a beautiful view of the sunset. And he's like, is that east over there or west? And they're like, what? You don't know where the sun sets? Like, it sets in the east, right? And I said, this man went to Cal.
He's lived in California like his whole life. They were like, how do you not know this?
He went to Cal.
Ever listen to the Chili Peppers?
He went to Cal. This is an amazing academic institution. Ethan Strauss went to Cal.
Well, now I've got a HBO Max theory actually, because last night I saw everyone on social media saying, "Oh, Game of Thrones crashed the app." I didn't know anybody that was really super excited for House of the Dragon.
I was.
Really?
I watched it live.
Are you
I
wildin'?
was in group chats with people that used to love GOT, and I was like, "Is anyone really up for this?" No, not really. I think I'm gonna get in if I see after a couple episodes people are still hot on it and just like kind of binge it. I think HBO gave the app problems on their own to make it a talking point on social media. Kinda like-
I just think the app sucks. I don't know if it has anything
Yeah.
to do with like
It
crashes a lot.
Which streamer has the best functionality?
it's not Hulu. Let me tell you that. Hulu always malfunctions for me.
functionality, probably Netflix.
Netflix is consistent. If I'm like, I need to
Dude.
binge watch something and I don't want it to crap out on me, I'll just turn on Netflix.
Rewind, fast forward, downloading. To me, it's between Netflix and Amazon Prime. I give Prime the edge because I like the X-ray.
Oh, they thank
Love
God
X-ray.
they finally redid the interface on Amazon Prime.
What-
It's the crappiest interface.
What are you talking
I
about?
think it's crappy.
You guys are wild, and I love it. I do it all the time.
What do you
Prime-
do all the time? Enjoy
Prime
the
Video.
interface?
Prime Video, yeah. I Prime
But
Video.
you know that they recently touched it up.
How?
Wow, that's how subtle of a touch up it's
Yeah.
been. You didn't even notice?
Nope.
Yeah, they made it look a little better.
How?
Like they made it black and gold a little bit.
It's been
more
black and gold for years.
No, they touched it up. Google it.
I'm not gonna Google it. I
Yes,
use
it looks a
Amazon
lot-
Prime all
it
the
looks-
time. I watch my Cineport movies on Amazon Prime.
When did Game of Thrones come out yesterday? Like, when was it on?
9 p.m.
I
Eastern.
think at 9, yeah.
Okay, so I was late to the party and watched Ride, the Cuban version. Oh my God. Have I ever been seen by a movie more than that one? I don't think so. So as I was watching,
I really like that movie. Just
it was
because
so good.
It was so Miami.
You haven't seen it, Billy?
No, I'll watch it when it
Oh,
shows
you gotta
up.
watch it.
This
You
is
gotta
what I-
watch
this
it.
is
There's
what I
so
do.
many Easter eggs for Miami.
No, on
folks.
HBO Max, I basically always scroll down to Last Chance, and that's where I kind of look through. If I'm not looking for something, I just go to Last Chance, and there's a sense of urgency that I need to watch something.
You guys talking about the landing page on
Yeah.
Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
Oh, you nerds! Like this is what I've discovered about people. Like so many people, this is how they consume content.
You nerds.
Yeah, no, nerds for real. It's like, I'm bored. Let me just open the app, show me things.
I've never made that voice.
That's exactly how you sound every time you turn on your
He is
app
right, yeah.
and you show me things. I go in there, I'm targeted. There's a show called this, tap, 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 tap. There it is, search, boom, play, we're in there. I don't have time to be searching. Netflix says this is in the top 10 in the nation. I don't care, Netflix.
What are you so busy doing?
Watching movies for Cinephobe.
Yeah, because you know what you want to watch. Sometimes you want to scroll through
No.
like it's the
Yeah.
olden days and you're on cable.
never scroll through. I never scroll through.
That's a lie.
You don't like a good perusing?
Never peruse.
Tony, finish your story.
The reason why I brought it up is because around 9:45, I started having problems with Father the Bride, and I couldn't watch because it was buffering, and I was like, what the freak? Yeah, Andy Garcia, I mean, hell of an actor. He's so good.
Gloria, not so much.
That's why I said
a
Andy.
little bit more rigid.
Gloria
A little bit more
Estefan?
rigid.
Yeah, Stefan, yeah.
Yeah, I got a bone to pick with Gloria Estefan actually.
Okay.
I go to all
Hey.
the Inter Miami games, which should be noted, they're all in very North Fort Lauderdale.
Right,
It's
not
like
Miami.
15 minutes away from Boca.
Oh my God.
Outer Miami.
And you go there?
I go there for every game. I love the games. The games
farther
have been
than the FIU campus.
Oh my God.
The games have been super
BBC.
fun, and they're playing very well at home. But you know what their team song is? They try to make
The Conga.
Conga
Is it
happen.
really? I was
real?
joking.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's so cheesy. It's like this remix. It's terrible. And I saw
Remix.
And I saw this video on my timeline yesterday, thanks to MLS Twitter. Charlotte FC, they've adopted Peppa's as their official song. And
Far
it's
superior,
wild.
yeah.
Charlotte?
Yeah. And so this song that was right there
friend.
for the taking for Inter Miami has now been totally co-opted and taken by a team in North Carolina. Should be our song, but we're still out here making Conga happen.
But you know why that is.
The Heat.
No, it's not because of Pepas. I'm talking about why Conga.
I don't. I
Some
really
white
don't.
person was
No.
pandering.
No, isn't she a part owner?
I don't with the Mosses. No, I don't. I don't think.
I think she's got a minority stake.
She's with the Dolphins. Like is that page still up there? Like the limited partners in the Miami Dolphins, where it was an illustrious list, like J Lo and the Williams sisters.
Oh yeah. Those were the days, huh?
Somebody told me that Fergie, with Ross being suspended, is like the lead dog in charge right now.
I think you fell for
Who
a,
told you that?
Twitter joke.
All sex
Damn.
sports.
Well, that's why I said I didn't read it. It was just like my friend of mine was like, I think Fergie's the lead. I was like, that can't be true.
This is
Joey.
why you shouldn't jump to making people limited partners, because all their limited partners are very like 2008.
Is Usher still a partner in
With the
for
Cavs?
Lewis
Yeah.
Hamilton just signed on with the Broncos. I feel like that's pretty.
The Broncos
recent.
ownership group is very vast, and that it's just growing
So
and growing.
hold
and
on,
growing.
you resent Gloria Estefan because you don't like the song that
I don't
Inter
like the
Miami
song.
plays?
Yeah. I have
that
I
doesn't
have a
seem
beef with
fair to
that.
her.
Well, no, my problem with Gloria Estefan is that white people often say like, "Oh, we need something Cuban. Let's get the Estefan." And it was just
is that her fault though? Has she like marketed herself to that? You
yes,
think?
because she's so good at it.
Oh.
Yeah, she's so good at it.
Or do you think that's just white people for making her like the default Cuban?
But
At a certain point, Gloria needs to stand up and say, "You know what? It's Peppa's time." Like we can't.
But
Conga,
Sing a
that's-
remix.
Conga was very much
that's
of a
not-
time.
That's not like when she steps down, it's going to be Pitbull after that or Flow Rider.
I'd be totally fine with that.
Like
Have you heard the Café con Leche song?
That
needs to
song.
be
I
in
mean,
your
welcome
song.
back, Pitbull.
He is on a heater right now.
Is he?
I listen to that song. I'm like, God damn it, Pitbull, you did it again. How does he keep doing this? How does he keep making bops?
How does he continue to take other popular songs? And
Yeah. If you look at this, if you look at the songwriters for Café con Leche, it's the dumbest song. I love it. There's like 27 writers on that song.
He's got his own school too.
That's true.
Slam.
Slam, baby.
See? But
What's
UD can't get a
Slam?
Slam?
Yes,
No,
Slam
Oh, I gotta
Academy.
take it to Slam.
is that an acronym?
Why
It's
are
a
you
school.
hanging out at high
Yeah,
schools?
sports leadership, academic, something or other. It's an acronym. Long story short, they actually have one of the best gyms in Miami to play basketball in
Yeah.
because it's like 20 stories up right next to Marlins Park. So you have on one side the view of Brickell and on the other side the view of like West Miami. It's sick.
Sports leadership and management.
Oh, yeah, I was close.
A is for and?
Yeah.
Nah,
We
that's
can't call it SLM.
why not? Slim.
No, Slam's better.
Yeah, Slam is better.
And it's Slam with an exclamation mark also.
Was exclamation
Slam.
mark stand for something?
It is for excitement.
It means you have to say it excitedly though.
yeah.
Slam! It's like the Miami
Panic
Heat
at the disco. Yeah.
always have their thing in caps. You ever notice that? In Miami, they have like a press release, Heat is in caps. So I always think of Miami Heat. Like I yell it when I read it. I can't help it. Guys, I have my top 5 list. Things that are wrong with Hard Knocks.
Oh, good.
Right? Number 5. Are we ready for?
We're only 2 episodes in. You already have 5.
I got 5.
Okay.
I got 5 problems. Right?
What day does it come out?
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night.
Tuesday night? Okay.
We'll recap it on Wednesday. Number 5. They're hiding Jared Goff. He's, you know what? He's crushed. He has to be crushed, right? Gets traded from LA to Detroit, and then his team goes and wins the Super Bowl, and everyone talks about, oh, it's great to finally have a quarterback. His life is in the shitter right now, relatively speaking. And that's why they're hiding him, because he's sad. They don't want to show
You think
us.
he's a sad boy?
He's a sad boy. He is.
I think that he probably, like, they probably just don't want, A, I don't think he's that interesting, and B, they don't want, like, quarterback controversy. They're just like, let's focus on our other guys. Maybe he won't be around that long.
I'm glad you mentioned that, Jess, because number 4, no players. Hard Knocks is always about players. Give me a star player. Give me a guy who had a great rookie year. Give me someone who may or may not make the roster. One of my favorite characters of all time is John Connor from the Jets, the Terminator. Sorry.
Yeah, come on. Can't cut off a fake Stugotz at the pass. No, they know what they're doing. They pour over hours. They know what's engaging. They have something with the coach.
They did the Aiden Hutchinson thing in episode 1. Yeah. I didn't think he was that interesting.
Lyle's wife, the Olympic
Aiden Hutchinson,
athlete.
a.k.a. J.J. Watt Jr. Anyone get those vibes? Guys, nobody got those vibes of complete, absolute fraud.
I still haven't watched Hard Knocks. I don't feel like I feel like I know what Hard Knocks is with Dan Campbell, and the whole thing's just gonna be annoying after episode 2.
Not at all.
No,
and his whole coaching staff is awesome.
You don't think, like,
the coaching staff is awesome.
So number 3, too much coaches.
You're wrong. You don't know what the hell you're talking
Too
about.
much coaches.
But these are all like cool former
I get
NFL
it.
player coaches.
But I feel like I'm watching Hard Knocks from like 2003. I want to watch modern Hard Knocks. I want new characters. I don't want to like relive. Remember Mark Brunell? Yeah, he was really good on NFL Blitz. Like, I don't want to do that. By the way, Mark Brunell, great coaching. He said, guys, I got 2 tips for you guys today. Throw to our guys. Don't throw to the other guys. And then he walks in, he takes a swig of water. He's so proud of himself.
I got mad beef with Mark Brunell. Mad beef.
Why is that?
Because he joined the LeBatard show when we first started working for ESPN. He was also a part of ESPN. And I said, when he called the phone, I told him what Dan was going to mention to him just so I could prep him. And he answered the question on the air. And then like 2 weeks later, I got called into the office by ESPN folks saying, why'd you ask Mark Brunell this? He said he was totally stunned and surprised by it, totally blindsided by the question. I'm like, well, I never actually do this, but I ran the question by him. He just straight up lied to them. And then afterwards, at least a month later, like he fessed up that he's like, okay, yeah, he ran it by me. But he just straight up lied to folks, trying to make me look bad.
Dick move. Also,
and I loved him as a kid. I
What was
had
the
a Mark
question?
Brunell jersey. I don't even remember. I really don't know what it was, but he just straight up lied to folks. So I've always carried a resentment since that moment.
I carry it with you. I think he's an awful human being.
You just learned about it.
Now, you know what? That's what empathy is called.
We're not Mark Brunell guys anymore.
Never again. But also, they don't really coach. They just talk shit to each other.
That's true too.
Like, what are we doing here?
I did
do
kind
like
of watch
that part, though.
And I wondered, is this why they only had 3 wins? Because the coaches are kind of just hanging out and yelling at each other the whole time.
All right. Number 2, ironically.
By the way, 2 of your 3 things so far were exactly the same. Not enough players and too many coaches was kind of the same thing.
Not really.
Okay.
Because we could see owners, we could see GMs.
Yeah, the equipment staff.
Yeah, we're getting 0 character development.
Sprinklers.
We're getting zero character development outside of the coaches who are characters that we already knew about. Like already know all this stuff. Now, this is what's going to sound a little ironic. Number 2, not enough Dan Campbell. Like, I came for the Dan Campbell is Unhinged show, and I got one good speech, and that's it. And him doing the up downs, which I believe is incredible
With a broken wrist.
with the broken wrist.
That was very look at me, Louie.
Oh, of course. But guys, you know what the number one thing on my list is? Backup quarterback David Blau refuses to cuss. Fudge! Golly! I'm like, man, if you got that energy in you, go ahead and cuss, man. It's on HBO. You could say it. It's all right. I was so upset. Like either you got your mind doesn't even travel there, or it does and you go there. But to stop short every time, oh, sugar. I'm like, don't do that, man. Encapsulate that energy.
Oh, sugar?
Yeah.
He says sugar?
He said fudge. Sugar might be an exaggeration, but he said fudge.
Yeah,
After fumbling the ball and turning it over and losing the game,
your
basically.
top 5 has only reaffirmed that I should not be watching this.
Look,
It seems like the act gets tired by episode 2.
It does.
It was just because they haven't done what they usually do. It's not the
Just got no interest. I'll wait till the useless
in-season-
sound montage.
No, the in-season one.
I know what Dan Campbell is.
The normal formula is like you follow along a guy who's trying to make the team and a guy who just signed a massive signing bonus and they're like trying to find themselves.
Love those stories. Danny Amendola
don't-
was one of those stories. Bobby Scipio with the Chiefs. I love the guy that's
Darren
on his
Waller,
way,
yeah,
yeah.
like they haven't done that though.
Have we met the guy yet that walks you to the room to get cut?
Not yet.
I've always wanted that. I wouldn't want that job, but you
Oh.
always meet that guy on the staff.
I've
like
done
the
that.
coach's assistant that's like, hey, coach needs to talk to you.
you had that job before?
I didn't have that job, but I've had to do that. I've had to do the hey. They
Who'd you
want to
do
talk
it
to you.
with?
Where they know.
I can't even remember the player's name. It was one of those people that like you say the name now, I probably wouldn't recognize. It's a guy that never played in the league.
It's someone that they didn't send the real person's job
like
to
it's
do
not.
that
Yeah,
with.
it's not Jaron Collins or someone like that. It's someone who's like who never
Lou
played in the league.
Almanson.
No, not Lou. Not Sweet Lou. Come on now. Lou is a favorite.
Tony, do we like Sweet Lou?
Love Sweet Lou.
Yeah, man. Come on now.
That hair.
Real Hoopers know?
I mean, there's been a lot of talk. Mark Jones said something about it. I think Hart said something about it. All of a sudden, a lot of love for Michael Beasley.
Oh man, let me tell you right now.
I mean, speak on that.
Never again. Like you want to talk about burning every last bridge? Incinerated like Nick Cage in a
He's
volcano.
playing for the Shanghai Sharks.
What does he
I think.
do? That like what's the
Just there's. How can I say this in a political way?
irresponsibility?
There's a certain level of like a baseline of responsibility you have to have that he doesn't have. Of just like regular stuff, showing up places, for instance. Not showing up places on time, showing up. Yeah, it's just incredible talent, but it's like, I don't know what you can do where that can flourish other than somewhere like China where they just don't
Oh, he's in
care.
the Big 3, I think.
Was he in the Big Three?
Yeah, I think he's hitting
Shout out to-
fours like it's nobody's
Shout out to the Big
business.
Three, by the way.
Shout out to Big Three. They just had their championship this weekend. My guy, Steven Jackson.
Did you see Gronk out there
I did.
throwing bows, and so was Gilly, but he was just jumping on the table.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, Billy?
Oh, yeah.
$1 million worth of
Real
cash.
$1 million
Hoopers
for
know.
the game.
Yeah.
Wallow and Gilly? Mm-hmm. No?
Billy Gill.
Willie Gill.
I have 2 gripes with Hard Knocks, by the way.
Oh, do you have a top 2 list?
No, just 2 that you left out.
Okay.
Number
two list.
the number 2 gripe that I have. I don't need to see that the Cardinals are coming up in the regular season every single episode.
That's the coolest part.
No.
At the end of the episode, you see like, was it Hopkins doing like on the box jumps and stuff?
Hopkins was the first episode.
And then last episode, it was Kingsbury just rewinding and fast
in the saddest looking room ever with abs. It looks like a prison that he's in. There's nothing on the wall. He looks miserable. When you see that, you're also like, he's the best looking thing ever. Or 5 years ago, maybe, but we've aged very quickly.
Oh, man, like the
very
president of the
quickly.
United States, not Joe Biden.
Like all of them.
He's not your president?
No, I mean like
Careful.
the presidents that actually aged in the White House as opposed to showed up to the White House aged. Billy, what was number 1 on your list of things?
I can't buy the grit hat that they have on him anywhere. Everywhere it says grit hats with official like NFL logo on it. There's grit shirts. Everything. It's like official NFL apparel. It's not for sale. You can't buy. You know how many of those they would sell?
The best part of episode 1 was he's giving a speech and he says, everything we need is right there. And I thought he was pointing at them. And then they zoom out. He's pointing at a huge wall, like floor-to-ceiling mural of the word grit. Just on
Awesome.
I laughed so hard.
Didn't he say something about as long as we have grit, we could have like 3 fingers or something and still win?
No, I don't care.
It was 3 fingers and 1 ass cheek.
No, I don't care. I don't care if you've got 3 toes and 1 ass cheek. I'm going to kick your ass.
which
So he's
seems-
not talking about himself. He's talking about his opponent.
So if you're disabled, I will.
I will kick your ass.
I don't
Which-
think that's what he meant.
But hey, like that is the next level of like super hyper competitive, right?
Beating on disabled people?
Yeah, like most people would
I
see
don't
someone
think
with,
so.
with 3 toes and 1 ass cheek and say, oh, I should take it easy on this guy. Not Dan Campbell. I'm going to kick your ass.
I thought that he was saying if he
Singular.
had 3 toes and 1 ass cheek, he could still beat someone's ass because he had that
Oh,
much in
that's a
him.
good twist.
That's
So-
how I understood it. Is he as someone with 1 ass cheek, which I don't know what having 1 ass cheek versus 2 helps you
He
in
said,
any situation.
I don't care if you have 3 toes and 1 ass cheek. I'm going to kick your ass. So that is very clear
I'm gonna have to
me.
rewatch this. Yeah.
If you're parking in disabled spots, watch out. Dan Campbell will levy justice.
Here's why I can't get into Hard Knocks.
You haven't tried though.
Well, I don't want
Ever?
to try. No,
Or
I loved
this-
Hard
or
Knocks.
this year?
The last few seasons of Hard Knocks, I didn't like. The last,
Last year was good.
I always give up like midway through it, where I just lose interest. I thought there was the joint season with Rams and Chargers.
that was trash. That was the worst
It
one.
was, but the first episode was interesting because it was all the COVID protocols and how you operate during the pandemic. I found that part interesting.
Okay, so do you remember how that episode opened? I was out after the opening.
Was it when they were getting their tests?
No.
Oh.
It might have been, but it was like a Zoom meeting and the head coach, I can't remember, I think it was
McVay?
No, it was the other one for the Chargers, the one that's not there anymore.
Lynn.
Anthony Lynn.
Anthony Lynn. He's like, all right, guys, good to see everybody here. By the way, Coach so-and-so, he can't make it because he tested positive for COVID. And everyone's like, oh, shit. Like, well, he didn't. I'm just trying to show how easy it could be if we don't take this thing
Yeah.
seriously. I'm like, buddy, you're doing like a prank on day one? And remember, this is 2020. This is like of August
They
of
just cut to
2020.
the Impractical Jokers
Yeah.
behind a
Oh,
two-sided.
God.
Joe Gatto, like, whoa!
Oh, you really got him, Anthony Lynn.
But yeah.
By the way, Sean McVay has had a chemical peel. Just saying that right now.
They're fairly common.
Yeah.
Are they?
He's a very
Yeah.
Hollywood guy. Like he had a chemical peel.
Common
They
means
peel chemicals
means
off
that
of you?
happens a lot.
No, I get that. What is a chemical peel?
They like put stuff on your face and it makes your like top layer of skin go off.
It
so then your
dissolves.
bottom layer
the
of skin is
sunburn.
forward. No, that damages your skin. These are supposed to like make all the top dead skin layer go away. So then you have like fresh new skin underneath.
That's
makes
good.
makes you super shiny.
Your wrinkles are
In the
supposed to go
afterglow.
like
Yeah?
it
Yeah.
makes like collagen production increase. So then like some of your fine lines and wrinkles.
Where's
go
Zach
away.
Harper right now? I feel like the collagen talk that was like Zach parachutes in. Did someone say collagen? I've got a code for you.
But McVay definitely did a chemical peel. If you watch that preseason game.
Is it
Also, no one knows how
polished?
to fill out a Nike Performance long sleeve quite like Sean McVay. And that entire coaching staff now is on the same workout plan. They all wear the same thing. They all do their traps. It's a wonderful thing that's happening out in Los Angeles. That's a culture. We don't skip shoulders. Shoulders and traps. People forget that, but that's also what makes you look biggest.
Yeah, the trap house.
That's what that is.
Are you going to say anything? Dan has been sitting here this whole time and hasn't uttered a single word all morning. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see him. You don't believe. I know the podcast audience is like, oh, I know you guys are just saying it. He's Dan. I swear to God, Dan is sitting in his chair right now. He's on his phone the whole time. This is counterproductive. I can't carry this all on my own. As we talked about last week, it's heavy. It's very heavy on me.
We should play some best of or something. It's too heavy for you.
Let's play some best of. And I'm gonna hit up some of my friends, see if anyone can come fill in, because if he's gonna do this all show long,
You're gonna bring in just a friend out of nowhere.
yeah.
All right.
I have friends. Why you sound incredulous?
But it's early. A lot of
Zach
your
Harper,
people,
probably.
West Coast people, like it could be early.
I've
for
got
them.
East Coast people. I've got East Coast people. I'll find someone east of the Mississippi. How about that?
Fine.
All right.
But first, here's a classic Roy Bellamy segment.
Welcome, everybody, to the game show that is sweeping the nation. I'm talking, of course, about Is Roy Full of Shit? I'm your host, Mike Ryan. On the board today, we have 10 mostly white faces of new metal and alt rock from the early 2000s. In my hand, I have 13 band logos that I've cut together and handed to our contestant today, Roy. It says here you're a hockey fan.
Hey, let's hear it for
That is
Roy.
true, sir. Yes.
All right, Roy. I am going to be handing you these band logos, and your job is to match the logo that you think best fits the face. I will be as descriptive as I can with these faces without giving away the bands, because that would be the answer. Roy, let us begin. Left to right, top row. There's this gentleman holding a guitar, so he's an instrumentalist. He has got a very long beard that he has braided up and very spiky hair, along with a pretty nifty neck beard. Go ahead, find the band that you think matches this rocker most.
Let me stop you guys for just a moment, Mike. The lighting is bad on the left side of the room, so just so you know, we cannot see what's happening on the left side of that board. The right side is easier.
It's not a professional game show studio.
There we
Dan.
go.
I mean,
Well, it's a
on the
white
fly here.
background.
Yeah.
We're doing the best. All right, there I see it. Okay, now I can.
I think
can
that's
be a better
Andre
host.
Agassi. I mean,
Well, that's a second placard.
It is
Just
clearly
avoid that. We're on this
No,
one.
That is
that
clearly
guy's second
a-
from
a
left is the-
bloated Andre Agassi.
No, he's the
It is,
manager
it
of
is.
Charlotte FC. I'm
Is that
telling you.
Zach Harper? First
All
one?
right, first one. Here we go. Spiky hair, very spiky hair, lots of gel, neck beard, braided beard, also all the way down. Screaming into a microphone. What band is he is? All right, Roy has decided that he is going with a logo that says Lit on it. Lit. We will come back to that,
Yeah.
find out if he's right. Moving on to the person that Stugotz called Andre Agassi.
He's
bolt-
also David Holcomb, Miami Heat security with face piercing.
Going through a phase.
Earlier in this segment, Dan proudly proclaimed that this was Billy Corgan of Smashing
Wait,
Pumpkins.
I only saw a flash of him. To be fair, I only saw your card. You were
Because
hiding
Miami.
you were hiding your cards, not Billy Corbin.
oh, my
See,
bad.
this gentleman over here has a very interesting piercing, by the way. He's got a piercing coming from the bottom of his lip all the way to the bottom of his chin. Very intimidating presence. He is going with the logo that says Disturbed. We'll find out at the end of the game if he is indeed right. Coming up next, we have a guy with goggles on his head, looking like he's about to fly a crop duster, very spiky hair, and an interesting outfit.
Chris
Roy,
Sabo.
Inside Chris Sabo. Try to find the logo as we move through this quickly. I will give you a bit of trivia. This gentleman is Rob Zombie's younger brother.
Mike, just so that you know, Chris Cody just whispered in my ear on number 3, 10 may have been too many. And then
10 is way too many.
and then he ran into the shadows. Number 4.
All right, Roy has just put the Deftones logo on that. Moving quickly, we go over to another bald person. I can tell you that this person is uber conservative. He has been radicalized by the right. He is often declaring that Anthony Fauci should be arrested at his concerts.
No
but he
hints.
is an absolute smooth singer with the acoustic guitar. Put a logo up there. He has put up Breaking Benjamin. Now we move on to a person that it looks like a mugshot, but it's not. He looks like he was heavily influenced by the 1990s film Swingers. Roy's quickly putting up a placard that says Stained on this one. Okay,
Oh, that guy-
halfway
that
done
guy
with
looks
this,
like
guys.
that
We
right
are now
now.
in our lightning round. Up
Lightning
here we
round.
have
Oh, it
a
goes
black
faster.
gentleman
Twice
because
as
I
fast.
realized how this game was going. So I had to put
Mike,
up a black gentleman.
Can I stop you for a second, Mike? Because Chris Cody is having a whole commentary of a show in my ear that is good, and I want it on air.
It seems like Mike is just flexing his music snob muscles here.
Well, that and he wants to be a game show host.
It's
I mean,
the
clearly,
combination,
yes.
and you don't get the chances very often to do both of these at once. So Mike has gone like you right now. You have not gone Limp Bizkit category of excellent. You were taking some
Too deep, I think.
and I don't know if it's too deep, but and he is right. These people were all the same, but it was. This is a little bit of elite on this trashy music that you're
Where's
doing.
Mark
supposed to be
McGrath?
the-
Yeah.
It's supposed
Elite
to be.
new metal. I don't even know there was such a thing. As you saw, you
Lightning
guys may
round.
have missed it, but we did get equal representation here. We had to put in one black gentleman because I wasn't liking the
No,
way
Roy,
that the game
that's
was
Sugar
going.
Ray. That's Mark McGrath.
All right, he's just put up a placard that said Power
Come
Man
on,
5000 for
boy.
the black gentleman. A white gentleman that looks like Jay Cutler, he put up a placard that says
He kind of looks like
Switchfoot.
Legler to me, the guy with the Switchfoot logo.
Is that
Legs.
Mark McGrath?
Looks like Mark.
It doesn't matter. Roy's going to get it right. Is that Mark McGrath?
All right, Roy is putting
Now
on
it's
a
Birdman.
placard for another
No,
person
that's
that
Kelly
looks.
Olynyk.
Yeah, gentlemen, that looks like Kelly Olynyk.
It's Kelly Olynyk's hair on JJ Watt's face.
And
Be a great name for the lead singer of a band, Olynyk.
All right, we are down to our
Olynyk
last
is a great name for a
two.
band.
Great name, yeah.
Yes.
We're down to our last two. You could argue that I saved the two most famous for last. He has put up a puddle of mud.
That's Mike Marchand.
Lebo.
Mike Marchand. And finally, we close with a heavily tatted face.
This is where he gets it wrong on purpose. There's
I'll fight him
no
if
way he gets this one wrong.
Roy!
He's doing this on
Doing a thing.
purpose.
He's doing a thing. He knows
He's
that.
doing
All
it on
right,
purpose.
Roy, if you could give me the leftover placards for the logos to show the fans the ones that you decided to pass up
Well,
on.
these are his final answers?
These
He's
are his
fine with
final
this?
answers. He omitted Blink 182. Yeah, that's the
doing
Blink
it,
182 logo is gone. I can tell you most certainly that there is a member of Blink 182 on there. He left the drowning
Travis
pool
Barker,
logo
yeah.
there. That's actually a good job out of Roy because this was a false band. There isn't representation for drowning pool there. And he put in Static X. Roy, Static X was our first contestant in which you put lit on him. He's no
too
longer
bad.
with us. So this is actually Static
Rest
X.
in power.
So
Rest in power,
0 for 1. Roy, you actually got Andre Agassi right.
Wow.
Hey!
It is a lead singer from Disturbed.
Nice.
Give us a wah!
Wow!
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, is that guy?
Down with the sickness.
Wow. Oh,
Roy, who
okay.
knew that Roy was down with the sickness, everybody? We move on to the lead singer of a band called Power Man 5000. I believe this is Rob Zombie's younger brother.
Oh, that's
and you
wrong.
put up Deftones, which is particularly
Bob
angering
Zombie.
to me.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
that is
apologize.
not
Just
the singer of
7 more now.
The zombies.
For Aaron Lewis of Stained, you put Breaking Benjamin. That is wrong.
Yeah.
And for the singer of Lit, who was heavily influenced by the 90s film Swingers, you put the placard Stained. So that was wrong. We already established Rob Zombie's younger brother was in Power Man 5000. This is a singer from Seven Dust. Switchfoot is a Christian rock band that you put over here for Jay Cutler. That is not one of the alt rock bands.
That's
that was one of
McGrath,
those
right?
fakes.
I apologize.
For the Puddle of Mud singer, this one's my favorite answer of yours. You put a band called Rusted Root, which is honestly a folk band that sang the 90s hit On My Way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He's
I
showing
think
off.
I'm
He's
starting
showing
to
off.
think Chris
Chris
Cody
Cody
was right about all of
Yeah.
this.
I think
Yeah.
Not
Chris
about Roy,
Cody-
it's about
I-
him.
Yeah.
I think the show. Go ahead, number 9.
Number 9 for Chino Moreno of Deftones. He put on a Puddle of Mud. We already established that the singer
a
of
minute.
Rusted Root is actually the singer of Puddle of Mud.
Didn't Roy say he knew Deftones earlier?
And
I knew the song,
perhaps
yeah.
the most egregious and the one that made me think he was throwing the competition
Agreed.
for Travis Barker of Blink 182. He put Seven Dust.
Such
I have no
bullshit, by
idea.
the way. Such
You're a
bullshit.
fraud.
100% on
Roy is
purpose.
full of shit. Roy
I
is
am
full
not-
of shit.
Roy is full of shit. Roy is full of shit. Roy is full of shit. Roy is full of shit.
You know, I got some bourbon right here. I'm gonna have some. Making me drink.
All right, guys, let's rank quarterbacks.
All right.
My God, I've been waiting.
Wasting time.
Wait,
about-
you had this in your back pocket for 2 hours?
for 2 whole hours, man. Wasting time. You guys listen to you guys talk about Twine.
See, the tricky one is Tua.
Wait, what are we ranking them on?
Best quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Because, I mean, he's definitely on the podium, but what medal does he get?
Jess, do you remember when Stugotz went to Bristol years and years ago and was demanding to rank quarterbacks and then decided to let his displeasure known by yelling into the bosom of one Michelle Beadle?
Yeah, I believe that audio came with us from ESPN.
Did it?
Yeah, if you allow me a quick moment.
Oh, yeah. Let me filibuster while Mike does that.
Wait, they didn't fight for that audio to keep it? That's weird.
No, it was kept in the buyout.
They threw it in for free, Michelle. That one. Just that one. Well, you know what? Take this one with you.
You can have this one, guys.
That voice you hear there is Michelle Beadle. If you're watching on the YouTube, you see her. If you're not, you're listening, you hear her voice. That's right, guys. We got 2 whole hours of 2 women on this show at the same time. You know what that means? Highlander.
There can be only one that speaks for all women.
I wish Michelle was here because I'd grab a pool cue right now, break it over my leg, and hand it to both of you guys, and then walk out.
Make it quick.
Oh, wow.
That's how it works, right?
You couldn't break a pool
That's
cue
how-
over your
I
knee.
know. What are you talking
I
about?
would love to see you try.
I'd ask Tony to do it. Like, Tony, break this pool cue.
That's how Joker handles his business.
What a scene that was.
Michelle, you got this. I'm just gonna. I don't know if our audience will be pleased to have both of us.
Can they handle it?
I'll just slowly back away.
I know. I feel like it's an audience that probably ogles women, but then doesn't know what to do when they're talking, which is weird.
That's not how you pronounce that word.
Ogles?
I think it's
Did
ogles.
you say ogles?
Yeah, it's like goggles.
No, it's ogles.
Oh, they're gonna roast you for that one, Michelle.
Oh, I don't know.
A woman making a mistake.
Woman cannot even say ogle right.
It is not ogles. No effing way is it
I love
ogles.
that.
Ogles.
I love that Borat's the official voice of
Not
misogyny.
Borat. It's not Borat. It's a different person.
Yeah, I know. We've covered this. It's Borat.
It's the Eastern European misogynist. Yeah.
You're doing Borat.
No, I'm not. If I was doing
wait a
Borat,
minute.
Borat is what we was very. It's more sing-songy. Na.
Do the other
Please
voice,
stop.
but that's your Borat.
Wait, hold on. You don't like my Borat?
No.
Ooh.
Yekshemesh.
Hey, I found the sound
Okay.
from Sports Nation. This is when Stugotz crashed. He was doing a fantasy football marathon,
Yep.
and as an Easter egg to
Oh, God, yeah.
our listeners back at home, he would start crashing. The sets that wanted him there, let's be honest. And he crashed Sports Nation when Michelle was there, and here's that sound.
I was gotta say it.
That'd be downer to end up. Whoa, no.
Hold on.
Why are you in
Everyone
here?
relax.
Why are you in here?
I'm tired of my islands. I need a microphone. I want to rank quarterbacks.
This is inappropriate. HR.
That's good
HR.
He doesn't
You can't
know.
talk into a woman's chest, Stugotz.
That was the microphone he went for.
So it was the closest one. To be
That's
fair, she was on the end, and
Yes, to be fair. It's fair.
Schefter loved that. I think he gave a high five. He was all about that.
Jeez.
Michelle, how did
Got
you
away with it.
How was that resolved afterward?
I don't think anyone cared.
Oh.
So sad, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, but I mean, also, wasn't Stugotz on like hour 11 or 13 or I think
Yeah,
he and
it's
Golden
24
Jr.
hours.
were
That
doing
was
24.
late in the marathon.
Yeah, that was.
So his judgment
I
was
give
somehow
credit.
worse than usual.
So wait, so Freedom wasn't Stugotz's first 24-hour binge?
No.
Wow, what a trooper! But
He
we
also
don't-
did. Wait, there wasn't a second. He didn't work 24 hours during Freedom. He made we remember the stupidity portion of the program. He somehow didn't work during his block.
I wanted to turn this into Stugotz Appreciation Day.
I mean, we do miss him.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
he's going to be really pissed to find out that we're ranking quarterbacks.
I know. Michelle, who's number one on your list?
Ooh, Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Whoa.
So we're doing fantasy.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you want to do Aaron? Like, I'm not doing like Tom Brady. Well, Tom Brady's, I'm not doing that at all. But
Are
Yeah,
we doing it
Josh
by
Allen.
height?
well, if we're doing fantasy, I have Lamar Jackson because I'm doing that.
If we're doing it by height, then Brock Osweiler's my pick.
It's got to be
that's fair.
active.
You know,
Like
he's
Glennon.
calling college football games this year. He's doing color commentary on ESPN.
Brock Osweiler.
Brock Osweiler. He's on the
Great name.
ESPN roster this year.
Brock, like
College
there's
football talent.
nothing else he'd be able to do in life.
Along
right?
with a guy named Connor Onion.
no
Connor Onion.
He's a sideline reporter for ESPN. Connor Onion.
I'm googling this guy. Hold
I
on.
think
he was
last name Onion.
I think
I'm
he was
Googling
a
it, too.
Southern Illinois sideline reporter. Now he's at ESPN.
Started
That's
from the
so
bottom.
silly.
Onions.
Connor Onion. It's a great name.
It is actually pretty good.
Connor Onion. Since he has called more
there
than
he
30 events, he's got ConnorOnion.com, by the way. Oh my God, he looks like a Connor Onion.
Oh, he does look like a Connor Onion.
Look at that cheese.
Wow, he works everywhere.
Yeah.
Onion like the vegetable, it says in his bio. So that's good.
He's leaning into it.
Thanks for clearing that up.
If your name, Michelle, if your name
The other onion.
was a food stuff also,
Ooh.
would you change the pronunciation? Would you be onion, right?
No.
Onion.
Well, I don't know.
Connor
Onion's
Onion.
kinda clunky.
It's Greek.
Onion. I think I would do onion.
Onion.
Did you ever think of going by like Michelle Beadle? Or does
Yeah, well,
that
they still
rhyme?
say it that way. Like Beadle. Actually,
Beadle.
technically, my last name's Palladino, but it never stuck because it's not my American name. So it's technically would have been better. It's way sexier.
Wait, did you come in
Michelle
Ellis
Palladino.
Island? What do you mean technically
Basically,
my last name?
yes. Yeah, my signature's in that book. No, but my mom, it was like technically it was that. I would say Onion. Connor Onion would be very awesome.
I kind of like Onion. Like I said, you go, I'm,
Add an apostrophe.
oh, Greek Irish.
Yeah, he's very active on the Twitters. Okay. All right, Connor Onion.
Shout out to that guy.
Is this a GeoCities website? What's
Oh
going
yeah,
on?
it is definitely some throwback vibes.
Angel Fire.
I got Alta Vista.
I just got the unsecure warning on this one, so you should.
What are you supposed to do when you get that warning, by the way? Do you go to another website?
Is it talking about the website or is it talking about Connor?
Is it
not secure?
Look at that.
Yeah, it's weird. Man. The prompt just says insecure, not secure.
Oh, yeah.
Poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy. You started this.
Mansion's about to get blown up.
I just
now.
said he had a funny name, Connor Onion.
Oh, Michelle was making fun of how he looked.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Amin.
What did I say?
Said he's got a look.
You're the one that said he looks like a Connor Onion. I don't even know what that means.
This is
you co-signed though.
He looks like a Mike Garnett.
Nope. He looks like a
Looks
Connor
like a
Onion.
Mike to me.
Now you're stretching.
Shut up.
You're
I have a friend with the last name Garlic.
Garlic?
See?
Garlic and onions.
Oh, they got to be put together on the same team.
Yeah.
First of all, it's pronounced garlich. It's Eastern European.
Well, that's the Golics. They're
Golich, yeah.
It's Golich.
I know. I've told Gojo this before.
I didn't know that.
Golich, yeah. Anything that ends in an IC, like Christian Pulisic, I will never say Pulisic. Never.
Are we supposed to say Pulisic?
Yeah. He says you're supposed to.
Well, he's dumb.
He's Americanizing it. I'm not doing that.
We don't do that, do we, Michelle
don't do
Palladino?
that. No. Keep
we
it
don't
real.
ever Americanize it.
Wait, tell us the story. Why are you Michelle Beadle?
Well, my dad's Beadle, but my parents weren't married. Sinners. So yeah, I was technically born Michelle Palladino, and that's on my birth certificate.
You bastard.
Did you ever think of like which name would be more like catchy as a person, a well-known person?
Well, I never even thought about it at all. But also, I mean, it's hard to beat the sex appeal of Beadle. Just say it.
That's
It rolls
true.
off the tongue.
Well, I'm only
Very
asking because
exotic.
people can't pronounce my last name. So I've always wondered, like, if I could just pick another name. It's probably too
What do they
late now.
say?
People say like Smetana, Smentana,
Smantana. Hannah Smantana.
Yeah. So I was like, well, if I could just pick another name or like go by another name, what would it be? But it's probably too late for me.
Amin El Hassan.
Have you considered Onion?
That's just Onion.
Jessica Onion. I guess I
Onion.
could marry my friend and be Jessica Garlic.
Onion.
Jessica O'Nien. Jessica O'Nien. Fox Sports.
Why wouldn't I just still be a Meadowlark?
I don't know. Because you moved on to different things, right? Like you change your name,
Things start going really well for me.
Yeah.
This dude needs to call a game with Bill Raftery. Just
Exactly.
Onions. Yes.
yeah.
That's
Someone
you.
you rang. Beg your pardon. Jess, how many can he get rid of in the first quarter? Come again?
I love the idea of Mike being a producer, executive producer of a broadcast, and just putting together teams just
I
for
love it.
maximum shtick.
Oh yeah.
More people should.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This is made for that. Yeah, because I don't know the dude he's working with. I feel like the missed opportunity here.
Well, dude, he's working
He's
with Brock
excited.
Osweiler, right?
No, but he also has Craig Hobart in one of his tweets. I don't know.
Oh. He gives a whole rundown of his first ever broadcast on his website.
He's a talker, this Connor Onion.
He's also doing a game with Fred Sour Cream.
My Uncle Fred?
Oh, God. How am I on Connor Onion's Twitter page? What happened?
I don't know, but this website screams like graphic arts is my passion.
It's
just graphic design.
Oh, I thought it said screams not secure.
Insecure.
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Connor.
Michelle.
Gotta get him on the show. What? What?
We call you Beadle, but
Okay.
your brother, Rob, also is called Beadle.
To a smaller group of people, sure.
It's damn.
Well, he was just here. That's why I feel very comfortable making fun of him.
Is your dad called Beadle by his friends?
Yes. Beadle.
And
Beadle here.
And his
Yeah.
father before him?
I don't know. I don't go back that far. I didn't really know them very well, but definitely my dad for sure. So it's very confusing.
Yeah,
Like-
so someone walks in a room and says Beadle, all three of you guys go, yes?
Yeah, exactly. But I feel like around these parts, it's probably my dad.
I feel like right now, Mike's hamster is working overtime. It's like, can I get Bob Beadle, Rob Beadle, and Michelle Beadle on the same broadcast with onion and garlic?
The Beatles.
God. That's where media went to die. That very episode of whatever that would be called. That's brutal.
It's called the College Football World Championship.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Michelle,
the world.
Michelle, I want to hear your take on Hard Knocks that you said you wanted to give us before the show started.
Because Zach was hating on it. He seemed to go the opposite way of me. I have watched now the 2 episodes and have bought into the Detroit Lions, and I will be rooting for them. I will be watching them. But it seems to be the argument is that it's too much coach time.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the coach time is very entertaining with this squad, more than ever before.
It is, but I kind of feel like they're hiding stuff.
No.
They're hiding stuff, Michelle. They're hiding golf. They're hiding golf.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
There's something's going on there. Either they're holding it for later. Well, the problem is it's not scripted, so it's not like they can,
It's also only like 5 episodes. Like
right.
There's not a lot of time.
We're 40% of the way through, and golf hasn't said a single word.
Isn't it just because maybe he's boring? Like, I don't know that it's a hiding. He's just boring, maybe.
He's not boring, because I remember when he was on a couple of years ago, his rookie year, I believe, he was the moron who didn't know where the sun set. Like, remember?
That's right.
He was like, oh, they were like seeing this beautiful sunset over the Pacific. And he says, so is that east that way?
In fairness, though, I don't know either. Like, that's fine.
Don't
Like,
give
it's what
him
it
that
is.
out.
But maybe that's why. Maybe that scarred him.
Yeah,
And now
I
he
think
doesn't
so.
want to speak anymore.
I told Jessica Smantana,
Santana.
played by Carlos Santana.
Oh, that's the other one I get. Santana.
I kind of like that, though.
I don't know.
But I told her that I think he's a sad boy. He has some sadness. Think about it. You lived in LA, you're a golden boy, you play for the Rams, you go to the Super Bowl. Next thing you know, you get traded to Detroit.
Yep.
And then they win the title the year after you're gone. And everyone's literally pointing at one thing and one thing only is the reason why. Oh, yeah, it's because they got a real quarterback. Like that, how do you not take that personally?
No, you 100% take it personally. But I still feel like, it's cheaper to live in Detroit. I'm sure he's got a beautiful, beautiful giant compound that probably cost a quarter of the price of whatever he lived in LA. It's just an easier life, I would assume. It's not quite as hot of a spotlight. They're not expecting anything, so anything you do is a welcome surprise. Like, I feel like it's an easier existence than what he had in LA. Because in LA, it was like, he's the problem. He's the problem. Always. That's all it was. So I feel like he should be happier, not sad.
The question is, did they interview him? Like, did the producer say on the front end, this guy's not interesting, let's not even talk to him? Or did they interview him because he's the quarterback? And then they're like, wow, that's nothing. We're cutting all of that. So he's watching, thinking, wow, I had a big sit down this week, and then nothing. I'm imagining that they just were like, you know what, this guy's not interesting.
That makes him even sadder.
Yeah, that would make me sad.
Right? Like, they cut all my stuff. I'm not good enough for LA. I'm not good enough for Hard Knocks. I'm not good enough for any of this, am I?
You know they had to send a camera to his house one day. Like, let's just get Goff at home. Let's see if we get any good stuff. And then they got the stuff back, and they're like, wow, he just ate cereal.
I feel like they're trying to protect him. They just don't want him to be. They're like, Goff's off limits.
He's Goff
limits.
Yeah,
And I think you're right. I think he's a sad boy, not because they won the Super Bowl after he left. That's part of it, but because everyone now forgets that he took the Rams to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
They were in the game till the last quarter. They just couldn't. Neither team could score a point. Most boring Super Bowl ever.
He does get. I do think. I mean, I felt bad for him when he got traded, anyways, because I was just like, this is such a culture shock for him. What a change overnight that has got to be. And that was before Stafford took him to the Super Bowl and won. Then it was just like, that's a tough one to swallow. But
traded from LA to Detroit. I don't know of a bigger contrast you can go from. Like playing, they got this brand new stadium that's about to open. It's gorgeous. Like, I can't wait to play here. And then right before you get a chance, take your ass up to Detroit where you got to deal with guys that'll kick the ass of men with 3 toes and 1 ass cheek.
1 ass cheek. Do you think he was honest enough with himself in the situation that he was in, that the writing was on the wall? Like, he knew he was going to be out of there at some point. So it wasn't that big a shock.
No.
What? Come on.
He's gone too far.
He's gone too far. These guys don't have self-awareness like that, Michelle.
I mean,
particularly if you just said it's like, hey, I went to the Super Bowl. I play in LA. I'm great. Everything's awesome. I have the golden boy look.
That's fair.
I look like Ryan Gosling a little bit, And next thing you know, you're waiting for a Coney or something like that. What is it? Is that a Detroit thing? Conies? No, no.
I don't know what
What is
Detroit
that?
things are.
Okay.
He looks like Ryan
Is that
Gosling.
square pizza?
If Ryan Gosling was really sad.
sad. Mike, you have a top 5.
Well, half of Ryan Gosling's face is sad. He's just got two totally different sides of his face. You did not know this?
We will not slander Ryan Gosling.
No,
in
he's
my
a
presence.
dish, but I like
Two
both
dishes,
sides.
apparently.
Yeah, it's 2 dishes.
Dishes.
And it's like one's protein and one's
But
starches.
I think everybody, I've seen stuff on the internet that everybody has 2 sides of their face. If you do this app where you
Wait,
can
hold
like
on.
see
Yeah,
what
hold
your
on.
left side looks
but-
like and
no,
your right.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But Ryan Gosling
Symmetry.
is very different. Like
I'm
each
looking
side
at
of his
Ryan
face.
Gosling right now.
Just hold up a paper to each side of his face. It's two
I feel
totally
like his
different people.
eyes are very close to one another.
No, they're like way off center.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
here's
one's
a good
higher.
shot of him.
Michelle, I want you to be our
Those look
official
sad.
arbiter.
Keep in mind, I'd rank him as like top 10 dishes. He's certainly in my top 10 dishes.
Top
Top
10
10 in
dish?
Hollywood?
Oh, it's a hot dish.
Like any age group?
Yeah, it's just it's
any-
everything. It's personality. It's
Yeah.
body.
He does have a smirky, sad face. Like he knows a secret at all times.
A sad secret, though.
Yeah, but his eyes are a little bit small, but it works on him.
Like a sad secret, like if only you knew. Like he's carrying that with him all the time. If only you knew.
Only you knew.
So he's
but
got
he
one
has-
sad side and one less sad side.
God, now you're right. His left eye is slightly smaller than his right eye. Is that's the happier side? Oh, this is bad. Now I can't unsee any of this.
All right. So top 5
Sad and happy.
potential Michelle Beadle broadcast partners.
Oh. Here we go.
Number 5, Tick Enberg.
Tick and Beadle.
Number 4, Don Cricky.
Cricky and Beadle.
Fucker.
Number 3, Jim Ants.
I like that one.
I just realized what's happening.
Did you just get it?
I thought these were real people.
Number 2, Jerry Lice.
That was good.
Number 1, Randy Moth.
Ooh, Randy Moth. Michelle Beadle here. That's perfect. Did you just get that, Amin?
I thought there was someone named Tick Enberg, like
Well,
Conor
Don
Onion.
Cricky is real.
Yeah, that was the one I was like, I don't know that person, but the rest of them.
I literally thought Tick Enberg was like Conor Onion somewhere like in the Midwest.
Jessica right here has discovered the app where it splits her face in half, so she's seeing like what her face looks like.
My face is very asymmetrical.
Asymmetrical?
Yeah, I haven't done it yet.
Very. Michelle, I would say yours is extremely symmetrical.
No.
Really?
As I get older, it's more and more like wonky. It's like melting in places. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I haven't done that app yet because some people that have done it, it's completely different face when they do the symmetry thing. It's weird. You don't know that.
Isn't this app just like running game on all of you guys?
At what point have apps gone too far?
Well,
that was a long time ago.
Shoot.
Twitter, probably.
Yeah, what's the one that's gone the farthest app-wise?
Twitter.
Maybe we shouldn't have.
Twitter.
It's Facebook.
It's
It's always
Facebook.
Facebook.
No, yeah, Facebook. That's right.
It's definitely Facebook.
When you start messing with elections, yeah, I think you take the cake. I've gone too far. Nah, man. What's up? The facial recognition stuff. I'm still spooked out by it. Like, oh, look at how you look when you're going to be 90 years old. Like, it's all a scam. They're just gathering your data, putting your.
I agree. Yeah, I don't like that. People are a little too quick to do these trends and put them on the internet.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it means. And also, the one that ages you isn't even very good. It'll be people that are already like 51. And they'll be like, "Oh, this is me in 55," and they look 87. I'm like, "That's not how aging works."
It is when
fast.
it is when the programmer is like 23 years old.
That's I
Like
think 50's 90.
Like, oh my god, you decrepit.
Ancient.
Michelle, your favorite character on Hard Knocks is?
Oh, Staley.
Staley?
Yeah, I think he's just a ball of energy. Now, I couldn't hang around him. That's so much energy. Like, there's no downtime, I don't think, with him. I think it's always on. That would be tough. But as a television viewer, yeah, the old married couple vibe that they have going on,
Him and Aaron Glenn?
I buy that. Yeah, I buy it.
Why,
who do you like?
I want more Dan Campbell. I feel like they've been light on the Dan Campbell. That's what I came for because I wanted him to do all his meathead sayings and all that stuff. And we got a great opening with that first speech.
Yes.
And, I told the guys one of my favorite scenes is when he says, everything that we're looking for, everything you need is right there. And he's pointing, and I thought he was pointing at them, and it turns out he's pointing at a huge mural that just says the word grit. Like that's just grit on the wall.
Grit.
But yeah.
Wait, let me ask you this, because you're a bit of a negative person. How did you feel about the Jamal Williams? His speech where he was crying. Where were we on that?
That ain't us. This ain't it. We ain't our record. I'm crying because I care. If you want to be a puppy, then get off the porch and let the big dog piss. That's what he said.
Yeah, he said all that.
I mean, it was an amazing outburst of just random gibberish.
So much weird emotion at an awkward time.
after a shitty practice.
But a better speech than any of the ones Dan Campbell gave that day.
What?
Yes. Objectively.
You're a lion.
Here we go.
It was much better.
We're going to take them to the shallows and pull them out to the deep and drown them. And then when you see that light at the end of the tunnel, it's a freight train. Beat that.
I think he just stole that from Metallica, too.
He did. He said it was a Metallica song. But it's funny because as he's saying his speech, he keeps changing the analogy.
The soothing light at the end of the tunnel is just a freight train coming your way.
And he said that, and I'll never forget one of the guys.
James Hetfield, Michael Scott.
The soothing light at the end of the tunnel is your birthday cake. Blow out the candles.
See, like the Dan Campbell thing, that when they're midway through the season, they got 2 wins. How are you going to get up for these speeches?
They're going to have 7 wins total.
I got an 8, 8, 9.
Yeah,
He's
you
going
have
to
8.
keep pointing to
You're
grit.
better than me.
It's not because of grit. It's because of golf. They should just replace the grit zone with golf. Like that, you're going to go as far as they take you. Golf.
Yeah, they need to build him back up now that I feel like he's just a broken man.
Golf?
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I thought we'd get like the redemption of Jared Goff. Like he's on the road to recovery.
We have 3 episodes left.
I'll tell you who my favorite character is, though. It's not Dan Campbell. I lied, everybody. I should be purged. I should be smitten. Smitana. My favorite character is Mr. Universe.
Oh.
Amin Ra's father.
That's a good one.
The one who said...
His son went to Notre Dame, so I was introduced to that character a while ago.
Oh,
Really?
man.
Yeah.
Was he around?
Tell us.
He's a bodybuilder.
Regale
I
us.
mean,
Did
he always walk around with a giant thing of water and like boiled chicken?
There was a big profile I think ESPN did on them like 4 or 5 years ago because all 3 sons play wide receiver and they're all like 4 or 5 star recruits.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one went to Stanford, one went to USC, and one went to Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he like started training, like weight training with them when they were like 6 years old.
Mm-hmm.
It was just an intense like bodybuilder, trainer, coach.
The line of the episode is, I got a question for Kevin Durant. How many calf raises you done? I was like, what?
Why did Kevin Durant catch a stray on this for no reason? It's like he's got enough stuff going on in his life.
I would say, like, imagine Kevin Durant's been a long day, Twitter's going crazy talking about my trade status. I just want to sit down, relax, watch some boob tube, take my mind off of it, right? Hard Knocks is back. I love this. It's all about the sport. It's about the people. Turn it on, wind it up. You're sitting there, okay, Dan Campbell, blah, blah, blah. And then next thing you know, I got a question for Kevin Durant. How many calf raises you done? I'm like, what?
None.
Between that and him telling his son who wanted a water break. Oh, you drink water now? We drink water now? What happened to drinking spit?
Oh, that makes me worry. There are no daughters, right? He didn't have any daughters. It was all sons, I take it?
I think he just has 3 sons. But
That's
that
probably
reminded
best.
me of that tweet that went viral this weekend out of Nebraska training camp, where reportedly the players there are vomiting between 15 and 20 times per practice. Did you guys see this?
No.
I saw that. That's not healthy.
No, it's not.
Do that.
And how are we measuring the vomits also? Like, are we...
A heave? Does a heave count as a vomit?
It seems like very... I feel like 1 vomit's probably too many vomits, but...
Like if one stream of anything comes out, is that a vomit? Or does it have to be like projectile?
It's the episode.
You have to make the noise.
It's the...
Okay.
We can do this now because Dan's not here.
But by vomit number 3, the contents of your stomach are gone.
Right?
And then you get
How
the
bad.
bile vomit.
Yeah.
That stomach acid. Oh,
That's when it hurts.
Does vomit have to have a color? Because like if you just regurgitate like water, do you count that as vomit?
that's vomiting. Yeah.
That's vomit.
The only vomit that I don't count as vomit, if you follow with me, is when you're coughing and then you cough so hard that you end up vomiting. I'm like, that's not vomit.
What
That's
about
just-
the burp vomit?
Does the vomit
That's-
have to?
yeah.
Does it have
Come
to
out?
leave your mouth? Like if you vomit into your mouth but then swallow it, is that
That
vomit?
does happen. It's still technically a vomit.
Yeah, you vomited.
Yeah, you vomited. Because like if you see that drunk girl at the bar that vomits in her mouth and keeps it moving, and you're like, no, that was
Yeah.
vomit. She just swallowed it.
Yeah.
Oh,
That-
God
you
bless
get that. It looks like an atom bomb explosion in her mouth, right? It just and then she just pulls herself together and keeps walking.
Keeps it moving.
Here's the thing, though. The definition of vomit is eject matter from the stomach through the mouth.
Oh.
So does it have to leave the mouth?
Does it have to cross
that's
the
the
threshold?
verb. That's the verb. The noun is matter vomited from the stomach. So in terms of a noun,
the noun
If it
is-
arrives in your mouth and doesn't leave, it's still throat.
Still a noun.
as a
Still
noun,
there.
yeah.
Yeah. That's a noun. Wow, that's, yeah, it counts.
15 times sounds like an exaggeration.
I mean, and then they're like kind of bragging about it. Like it's,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
a
of course.
cool thing.
No.
Which is very macho, by the way. Very, very macho.
Yeah.
True sign of a man. Vomits 20 times in one day.
Is,
Yeah, I don't know.
is that what we're looking for?
Yeah, that's
Like I know my
list.
team's good. How good are they? They threw up all day long.
yeah.
We've
Maybe
moved,
says it like a
we've moved
brag.
past that, right, Michelle? Like society has evolved into like actually vomiting when you're playing football is bad and probably an
It's not
indication
good.
that you're not training your team the right way.
Hydration levels are probably now completely out of whack.
Right.
You got to worry about that. Yeah, nothing about this screams good. Not
Scott
gonna end
Frost
well.
estimated 15 to 20 total vomits per practice, credited the new offensive line coach, says, quote, it's not because they're out of shape. He's just working them hard.
So much.
Also, the controversial decision to replace water with milk.
It's disgusting. Ooh, it's like 100 degrees and humid. No.
Just here, have some
No.
milk.
They're opening
Yeah, I
in
got that
Ireland.
video.
Nebraska?
This weekend with Northwestern Nebraska.
Yeah,
Why?
precisely.
Is this like college football's clunky way of trying to rip off the NFL?
Well, Notre Dame was supposed to kick off a season in Ireland, but
They
then
have.
the pandemic.
They have played a couple times in Ireland. 2020, they
That's
were
kinda
supposed to
cool.
open against Navy there. And Notre Dame in Ireland makes a little bit of sense. Yeah. But I think Ireland
'Cause
wanted to
Jesus was
host another
Irish.
game, and somehow Nebraska and Northwestern got sent there.
Just
I'd go to Ireland. Do I have to go to the game?
why is this game in? Is this?
Yo, why?
I love the idea that
This is for Pat Fitzgerald only. This is just because the Northwestern has an Irish coach.
Fitzy.
I love the idea of Michelle needing a game to be the reason why she went to Ireland, but then not going to that game.
I'm not going to that game. No.
You know, you're not up for
Something else.
Nebraska Northwestern. I estimate at least 25 throw-ups by the end of the first quarter.
After watching the offenses
Ooh.
work, and it's 9-6 after 3.
Oh, ew.
I like the
Yeah, are
idea
they
of America like showcasing its talent abroad, giving our
You're
best
welcome.
to Europe. And it's like, we'll send the Jags to London, we'll send Northwestern and Nebraska to Ireland. Have fun with
But
football,
doesn't
guys.
Germany get Tom Brady? Is that where they're going?
Yeah.
Germany?
Interesting, isn't it? Yeah, Germany. We're taking it over, man. World
That
domination.
is if Tom Brady is back by then.
That's a great point. Oh, he'll be back. He's back today,
oh,
apparently.
did they
Yeah, he's
wrap?
back
He's in
today.
the building.
Did they wrap?
Yeah,
Billy?
he was
Yeah.
revealed. His mask was taken off, and we all know.
Is that real?
They're really convincing theory threads that Tom Brady's personal
Brilliant.
absence was because he was filming The Masked Singer.
What if it's an intern at the Masked Singer who's now going to be like appointed head of the network because this was the most brilliant move? Because everyone's now going to watch that damn show and be like, oh, is it Tom Brady? I mean, I'm not. 'cause-
Even if
well,
he's not on,
but-
this is great for the show because they
It's
haven't had any real
brilliant.
stars for like 4 seasons already.
I mean, Rudy Giuliani, that was really a highlight for that show. Like, it's brutal.
got people talking, I guess.
that
Yeah, talking all right.
And the good thing about that show is that it's a mystery, right? So you're going to be tuning in every week to find out if this is a week that it's Tom Brady.
But it's just, how does that rumor even start?
Sleuths.
Reddit.
Yeah, Reddit sleuths.
What exactly did they sleuth?
Because they found out that Masked Singer is usually filming around this time. We bring in our resident Masked Singer expert, Billy.
Yes.
How do you think Brady handles it? Because that's going to be the first question today, right? Like, and he doesn't strike me as a particularly good liar. Do you think, I mean, aside from when he's cheated, but do you think that he's a good liar? Like when they ask him directly, like, were you on the Masked Singer? Like, should he just say yes? Like, yeah.
God, I hope he does. Please
That would
just say yes
probably,
and
he
ruin
probably
it.
can't do that legally.
Yeah, but
Well, for
does
$300
anyone
million,
gonna,
he better keep a secret.
no one's going to believe him either way, right? He's going to say no and no one's going to believe him.
Oh, that goes back to my theory. That
He has this childish shit-eating grin all the time when he talks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like when they're gonna ask me like, no, I would never, and it's like you're so full of shit, Tom. But I love you.
It plays into my theory, which is if you want to lie, just tell the truth with a childlike shit-eating grin on your face.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah, I
being
was on the Masked.
sarcastic is the greatest gift. But he's not like a quick-witted sarcastic boy. So that's why if you live sarcastically all the time, then you can lie and not lie, and no one ever knows the difference.
So maybe that's why it was like 11 days, right? Because maybe he did like 2 days of shooting, right? And then it was like 9 days of media training for how you discuss and handle when they ask you the question.
I mean, also, wasn't it because it's an open-ended, he never had a deadline of when he was coming back, and people were like, well, what's the only other thing besides court that is open-ended?
The Masked Singer. He should, if Tom Brady had a sense of humor, he should show up in front of his locker today in like the Buccaneers mascot costume or whatever it is, and then just like reveal himself. Like, it was me, Tom Brady.
I would almost like him a little bit if he did that. Almost.
So we
It
do
would
have
be something.
We do have other reports outside of the theory that he was on the Masked Singer. There's a report via PFN. I think that's Pro Football Network. I'm guessing
Too many pro football blanks. Too many.
that he was spotted at an exclusive resort in the Bahamas with his wife.
What?
Unacceptable.
I'm going to say no.
Not be it.
I'm
That
saying
better
no.
not be it.
You think Tom Brady...
This is a verified check report.
Hold on, but you think Tom Brady, with all the money he's got, and then Giselle, multiply the money he's got by like 3 times, that's the money that she's got, who's from one of the most beautiful countries in the world, Brazil. You think they're going to the Bahamas, like the Sandals
They're not
Resort?
No, they do
Sandals.
go to the Bahamas. They were there with some other celebrities like last summer, last
Yeah.
winter. I can't remember who it was.
Which celebrities?
I'll
There's
Google,
that
hold on.
shishi part where only the rich and famous go. There's like a little shishi area.
What's it like, Michelle?
I have no idea. I think I've only been in Nassau. I got my hair braided. Shut up. It's a long time ago.
Yeah,
For the
that's-
rules.
I can
before the rules.
I can report.
Can't do that.
I've done a little digging. I'm seeing video. Tom Brady is at practice with a mask on. It's a face mask.
This guy.
That was so bad, I'm not even including it in now. Yeah, like the segment ended. Michelle Polakov.
Oh, it'll be in there.
Wait, do you think they ask him about the Masked Singer, or do they ask him about this Oakland Raiders or Las Vegas Raiders thing? Well,
Hold on to that
Holy
thought.
shit!
That's
What
a
if that was a lie to get everyone off the Masked Singer stuff?
Hold on. Let's hold that thought, everybody, because I want to start segment 2 with this.
Okay, so I found that it was a trip Tom Brady took to the Bahamas with David Beckham in 2021. So he has historically gone to the Bahamas.
Hold on. A trip Tom Brady took to the Bahamas
Yeah, that was a tongue twister.
The trunk twister.
in 2021.
In 2021. So he does go to the Bahamas on vacation.
With David Beckham.
Probably the part of the Bahamas that we will not be going to.
That Michelle
Bimini.
goes to.
We can't get in there.
Yeah, we can't get there. This is
Michelle-
where he
Michelle
parks
can.
his mega yacht. And
No, it's the
people
foul
don't
one.
go in there.
No, Michelle, you stop being coy.
Are you kidding me?
You've got a mega yacht. I've seen it.
I have a mega yacht?
Yes, in
First
Austin.
of all, if you have a yacht, you never call it a yacht. It's a boat. Number one. That's called class.
See?
Okay. Cannot call it
Real
your
boat
own
people
boat a yacht.
know.
Real
Yeah, exactly.
real boaters know. All right, so this is something came out this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Dana White was on Gronkowski's show, and he revealed that Brady and Gronk were supposed to go to the Raiders in 2020, but that John Gruden, quote, blew the deal up. He said, Quote, I worked to put that deal together for Brady and Gronk to come to the Raiders, and it was almost a done deal. And at the last minute, Gruden blew the deal up and said he didn't want them. And all hell broke loose, man. It was crazy. Brady was already looking at houses, and it wasn't being said yet that Gronk was coming. So Las Vegas would have Brady and Gronk the year the Bucs won the Super Bowl, except Gruden blew the deal up. And there's so much story that goes along with this behind the scenes. And I was never going to tell that story until Gronk just said it. Added Gronkowski, Dana, that's exactly what happened. Why are we getting so many stories about what Tom Brady was going to do over the last couple of years?
Not just Tom Brady. Mark Cuban had one last week where he's like, Kobe was going to be a Mav.
That's tough too.
I didn't see that one.
Yeah, he told Taylor Rooks, he's like, Kobe was gonna be on the Mavs. It was basically a done deal. It's like, why are you guys telling us all this stuff now?
But also telling it in a way that it can't ever be refuted because the guy's not alive anymore.
Yeah, to me, the Cuban one feels creepier because they'll never confirm or deny that. We don't know.
Then again, he does put Tom Brady in a situation. So is Tom Brady's first question today coming back going to be about being on The Masked Singer or almost being a Raider?
So you think it was a diversion?
That's what I'm thinking happened here. I think that was leaked by Gronk to kind of take attention away because Gronk also famously Masked Singer alum. He knows the rules. He knows we're not supposed to be telling people. So he saw that it was out there. His good friend Tom Brady was on. They're like, oh no, did we mess this up? And he doesn't want to mess up the show that was so kind to him when he, was on the debut episode after the Super Bowl a couple years ago as the Lion. So, or the Tiger? The Tiger. He was a white tiger, I think. Yeah. So he went out there and he's like, you know what? Now's the time to drop this story and hope everyone forgets about the Masked Singer.
But is this story not more serious? As like our sports journalists going to be all over this story? Or does it not matter at this point?
What was John Gruden thinking, by the way, where he's like, you know what? I don't want him.
Hold on. What if I told you guys the plot is about to thicken right now?
Yes, please.
You want some thickened plot, everyone?
I love thickened plot.
Okay, here we go. As the story began making rounds on Saturday night, people began connecting it with a quick tale Brady told on HBO's The Shop back in June. Brady said he felt he was being snubbed by a team that was interested, and then, quote, all of a sudden they weren't interested in the very end. He never mentioned the team by name and questioned its decision to stick with the quarterback they had versus adding Brady to the mix. Quote, you're sticking with that motherfucker? That's what Brady said on The Shop. Yes, bleep it.
He said that word.
He said that word.
I didn't think he could.
And so
it was
now,
controversial. We were all arguing about who the MFer was.
And now it looks like it's Derek Carr.
Derek Carr should have showed up today with a shirt that just said that motherfucker.
Wow.
That would be badass. That would be so badass.
I know. I wish he was a little more.
He doesn't have it in him.
Risque. Yeah, he doesn't have it in him.
No, he's a quarterback.
All right, but he's very religious. Like there's no
Is
way.
he? Is he like David Blau, who won't say the F word, who says fudge?
I mean, I don't know if he won't say the F word, but the cars are soups religion. Like that's not happening.
Michelle,
I wish it would.
What's your stance on people who won't cuss? That will
hate
do
them.
the histrionics of cussing without using the actual word.
I hate people who won't cuss.
Yeah.
It's a word. Get over yourself. It's stupid.
So,
if you don't have to cuss, if you have enough words, trust me. I've heard some of you people talk. You have no words. You can cuss. I hate it. And I also know that that's not the person for me. You're not going to be in my circle of life. That's it.
Right? You'd excommunicate someone who censors themselves.
Like it's one thing to not cuss just as a general rule. Like my best friend in the whole world barely ever says a bad word just because she just doesn't. And then I cuss all the time. But she's not like, oops. She's not like, oh, shucks, gosh darn. Like she's not doing that either. Like then I have a problem with that.
Who's your best friend in the world?
Bonnie Narani.
Oh, Bonnie. Love Bonnie. Bonnie's
best name ever.
Bonnie Narani?
Yeah, it's the worst best.
No, the worst best name is Connor Onion. We established that.
Full circle.
So that MFer, to say with the theme, it's not Ryan Fitzpatrick anymore. It's Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you guys thought
that's such a bummer for Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Hold on. You guys thought he was talking about the Dolphins the whole time?
The internet was convinced it was Ryan Fitzpatrick, but then this Raiders story came out, and that MFer is Derek Carr.
Hold on, man. You all thought that the Dolphins said we got a chance to get Tom Brady. Nah.
That's kind of what happened.
The Fitzmagic
what the Raiders did too.
No, but at least Derek Carr in some universe is like a quarterback that people think is good.
Like acceptable.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I'm
Not
building
Tom
around.
Brady, apparently.
Yeah. Yo, I really
That
like
is
that.
so disrespectful.
Oh,
to
yeah.
Derek Carr is a fine quarterback.
Not according
But
to
why
Tom
would
Brady.
Gruden, like, of all people, why would Gruden be the one that's like, nah, there's no way.
Well, that's also kind of like the Mark Cuban Kobe thing. Like John Gruden's not going to come out and say anything at this point.
And the weirdest thing is neither Brady nor Gronk, neither of them are black, so I don't know what else could it be.
Why wouldn't he be on board?
Clunky delivery.
No, I thought it was good.
I got a thumbs up from the back. All right. What else is going on in
I
sports?
love that Gronk just put Dana on the spot too, like live television. Like, hey, remember that time? Like, there's no way he wanted to tell that
But
story.
you have to, hold on. If you are on Gronk's
yes,
radar, I'm not even his show, his radar, anytime, you know he's willing, ready, and able to pull out the most embarrassing thing or the most secretive things that don't tell anybody. He's going to say it in front of everybody. Remember that time? Right? Like, you have to know that just being around Gronk.
No, I agree. It was just, it was so awkward the way the subject even came up. Like, ooh, this is an awkward live television moment. Yes.
Oh, you think Gronk ever feels awkward?
No.
What's the situation that makes Gronk feel uncomfortable or like embarrassed?
Spelling bee.
Like reading.
No. I think he just make it up. Right? He just pick up the sheet, start reading. Are those the words? Are they not the words? Doesn't matter. Just start saying words.
Well, isn't that kind of brilliant in its own little weird way?
Yes. Rob Gronkowski, genius.
Yeah, savant.
Genius. Idiot savant.
Did not see that coming today at all. Yeah, I don't think he can be embarrassed. I don't think you can embarrass Gronkowski, which is kind of a beautiful thing if you think about it. To be able to live your life and not be embarrassed at all about anything.
Even as people are trying to embarrass you, right?
Right.
Like, people
That's
make
a
jokes
freedom.
about him being dumb all the time.
And he cashes in on it. He makes commercials where he's dumb. You're like, yep, perfect, you win.
It's like the Stugotz formula, right? Isn't that what Stugotz did? He just cashed in on being lazy.
Like he always wins.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you cannot lose.
Even when if he does something on a public forum where he's dumb, people are like, oh, it's Gronk, it's great.
Yeah. Actually kind of brilliant.
Good to be Gronk.
God, he was a genius this entire time.
Yeah, that's why I like to imagine Gronk on his private time, sitting like, he shuts the door and closes the window blinds and then
was on a smoking jacket.
A smoking jacket. These peasants. He's just like completely different. He's like an evil genius.
He's got like a lab, like Bunsen burners and stuff. And on his off time, he just likes to come up with concoctions.
He's reading War
trying
and
to figure it out.
Peace.
Yeah. He has a library full of many leather-bound books.
Yes.
I have read that I believe he actually is smart with money though. Like I think he like never spent any of his NFL checks. He like only lived off of endorsements, stuff like that. Like I've read stuff where he's actually a little smarter than he appears.
Let me raise my hand on this one. I'm sick and tired of this trope.
Here we go.
Such and such athlete is really good with money. What? What has he done? Well, he doesn't spend any of the money from his contracts. He just spends his money that he makes from other. Yeah, that's called having a lot of money. It's not like the money that comes from his NFL deal is colored blue, and the money from the endorsements
It goes in
is
the same account.
Yeah, it's just money. It's just money.
You don't have multiple accounts that you like put money in different places. Like that. This is a pretty standard thing.
Are you pocket watching, homie?
I mean, what are y'all talking about?
I mean, you're saying he's doing some like deep thing here.
He's not. It's not deep at all.
I'm sure rich people, like a lot of us, they don't like. Let me keep this aside. I'll have fun with this stuff, but this will like. What do we?
Well, you have multiple accounts.
Is that how
does
that
it work?
works?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I haven't touched any of my money from ESPN.
Chris Cody's just sitting on his endorsement money from redacted cheat company and has.
I don't spend any of the Sheets and Giggles money.
Whoa, you're not supposed to say their name anymore, right? Are they still paying you?
News to me.
Wait, are they still paying you?
They're paying
Are the
me.
checks clearing?
I don't know if they're paying the show.
Oh, there you go, attaboy.
That's awesome.
Michelle, what was the name of the restaurant you worked at?
Which Carrabba's, Papacitos, Saltgrass.
What was the one where you got discovered?
I didn't. What?
That's the urban legend that Michelle Beadle was
talking
like
about?
working at a restaurant and like someone did this, like put their fingers.
Yeah, because I have a face for that.
And said, "You ought to be on TV." And next thing you know, you're doing Spurs stuff, and then you're doing Yes Network, and then you're at ESPN.
That's true. Yeah, all that happened from me going, "I'm gonna be your server today."
A podcast in a shoe closet.
Exactly. The top is here.
Top of the food chain.
No.
So that's not how it happened?
No, all of this was a mistake, like a beautiful mistake.
That sounds like a mistake.
But the waiting of the tables was just me trying to figure out my life, like everyone should at some point in their lives.
Did you?
Before you eat.
Were you dressed like what's her name from It Could Happen to You? Like it was like a diner outfit with the little apron and stuff.
No, but I wish. No, I think the worst one was like a bow tie and a white shirt and black pants.
Did you have to wear flare?
That was probably my worst uniform. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Was it
and
Bennigan's?
like Doc Martens.
Oh, Doc Martens. Wait, was that like, team issue?
No, I wanted Doc Martens.
You wanted that was you being a rebel.
It's like, I'm going to get cuter shirts. No, I think those were the worst. But I also worked at an amusement park where I had to wear like Fiesta gear. That was probably my worst costume.
When you say Fiesta gear?
Like a Mexican Fiesta dance, like colorful skirt.
With the shoulders out?
With the ruffly, yes. And a flower in my hair. Yeah.
Looking like
that was my worst.
Looking like Three Amigos, right?
Yes.
When they go down to the little town.
Yes, but I ran. I can admit it now because of the statute of limitations. But I was 16 years old and I was the youngest person on that staff, and they had a cash-only wheelchair and stroller rental. I took that over and I ran that thing, and I made a lot of extra money that summer.
And that's the money. That's the money she's been living off of, folks.
And I have been living off that.
Hasn't touched a dollar of the ESPN
That's
money.
what bought all the Louboutins behind you.
Yep, that thing has been going this whole time.
I love that your first appearance on our show after your sabbatical, you were in front of all these wild deer, and in an effort to connect with our viewer, you decided to broadcast in front of red bottom shoes. Just to show you're the every person.
Michelle,
I can do it all, you guys.
They swore up and down that it was a green screen. Nobody believed that was your backyard.
By the way, I saw him put CGI as the first comment on the chat room.
Tomorrow she's going to be broadcasting in front of her room of Fabergé eggs.
Yes, exactly. It just gets fancier each time.
We welcome in our resident stat of the day expert, Mike Schur. Mike, that's Michelle. Michelle, say hello to Mike.
Hi, Mike.
Nice to meet you. How are you?
Nice to meet you officially.
Awesome. Mike, I'll be honest, man. That last stat of the day that you gave us from Scotland it felt like you were petering out. Now I don't remember which one it was. Neither do I. I'm doing shtick right now. Hopefully you'll pick us up here though.
I'll do my best.
That's the part where I thought the music was going to play.
I thought the cue was coming. Yeah.
Well, I just thought after you insulted him to his face, he might have a nice little quip there, but no, just awkward.
Yeah.
Start of the day, start of the day. It is the start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is the start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is the start of the day. Start of the day, start of the day. It is the start of the day.
Brought to you by ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Were you just mad because I said that the worst take on the show in the last 2 weeks was you saying that I should keep my third eye open because LeBron hadn't signed an extension, and then 2 hours later he signed an extension?
Yeah, because I spent 40 minutes talking about Bronny, and the thing about LeBron was a throwaway line at the end, and everyone just pretended like my entire segment was shot. It was great information.
It was not a throwaway line. The whole premise of your keep your third eye open rant was that Bronny hadn't gotten any offers from any schools and that LeBron hadn't signed an extension, and so maybe there was a conspiracy for them to play together. And then 2 hours later, LeBron signed an extension with the Lakers. That was the whole point of what you were saying.
I bristle at the term conspiracy. You want to make me sound like a nut job? Is that what you're trying to do? Sure.
You were saying keep your third eye open. What is that if not a conspiracy there?
It's called awareness. It's called keeping an open mind. How about that? Give us your stat.
He also, by
This
the way,
year-
Mike, said Udonis Haslem hadn't re-signed with the Heat because Kevin Durant was coming, and Udonis Haslem announced this weekend
what I
that
said at
he's
all.
coming back to the
Not
Heat.
what I said at all. But thank you for interrupting Mike in the middle
Sorry,
of that.
I'll go back to the shadows.
By the way, I saw Parakeet Cortez tweet yesterday that he would rather have UD on the team instead of over Durant. And I know that his shtick is that he's an insane person, but you can't put things like that out into the universe. You just can't. It's not okay to do that.
He's an idiot.
Folks, this year against right-handed pitchers, Albert Pujols, 42-year-old Albert Pujols, has a 605 OPS, which is the same OPS as 5'7" tall Oakland A's outfielder Tony Kemp. Against left-handed pitchers, he has a 1.205 OPS, which is 160 points better than Aaron Judge. So you ask me how Albert Pujols is doing this? The answer is he's doing it against left-handed pitchers exclusively.
It's like Albert Pujols put his game into that app that Jess was using, about the symmetrical app. And half of his face or half of his game looks one way and half of his game looks another way. You know about this app, Mike?
No, I don't. What's the symmetrical app?
Well, you put in your face in there, and then it'll divide your face in half and make comparisons, I guess. Jess, you've used
Well,
it.
there's two different ones. So like one is like it flips your face so you can see like how if you stand still and you face, it's a filter on TikTok, Mike, and it flips your face so you can see how different your face looks on each side. And then there's also one that cuts, it's like the old photo booth thing on the Mac. It cuts your face in half and then you like move it so you can see if you look different with having two sides of the same face.
Every single app that does anything to your face is just some company gathering facial recognition data on you. You should never use
TikTok,
any of those
no
things.
shit.
Thing.
So don't ever use those things. My kids are constantly like, "Hey, can I get this app that does this to my face?" And I'm always like, "No, that's a group of creepy billionaires somewhere gathering data on what you look like so they can do something nefarious in the future."
And they're not doing
Michelle's
that
nodding.
off of our YouTube video
you're
stream
right.
at all.
Or Instagram. Or
People are so quick to give away everything.
It's
They're not.
wild. And by the way, yeah,
Not
Instagram.
aware.
Yes, my son also wants to get Instagram, and I also say no for the same reason.
Wait, how old is he?
14.
He has one.
Yeah, that's.
We're not doing any of those apps. Now, quick, put the swab in your mouth. Let's get our genealogy. So
I'm not
they can
doing that
go-
either, by the way. That's
one-
also crazy.
I'm 1/18th Irish.
Yeah. You're also 1/18th clone in 300 years. Congrats.
I like the idea of the billionaires hanging out doing nefarious things, but not using the data, just wanting to look at pictures of our faces.
I mean, billionaires are weird.
They are.
I've seen and done it all.
I kind of
So
feel
what is
like
it that they like.
you have to be weird to be to be that rich, right? Because either you inherited it, so you have no idea, no concept of
Yeah,
regular
no
life,
skills.
or you worked to create $1 billion, which means you have to do terrible things, right? No, there's no such thing as a cool, well-adjusted billionaire, correct?
There has to be one. Think of one.
I don't think there's any such thing as a billionaire who didn't get to be a billionaire by exploiting other people in some way, shape, or form, either labor or just people in general. Like you've stepped on a bunch of bodies to get to $1 billion. Like there's no version of that, or you
there's
just
no way around
inherited it and your parents did that for you.
What about
Well, they probably did worse too, because that's early on in the billion empire building. A lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, your best bets are like LeBron, Oprah, people who got there through entertainment. But even then, they're not like they don't have a completely clean sheet in terms of the way that they've treated people. There's just no way you can. It's impossible.
Well, I guess it's not necessarily how you treat people or whether you're a good person or not, but so much as you just can't be normal. Like it's impossible to be a regular, down-to-earth, normal person and be a billionaire because the things you've done will have completely change your brain chemistry,
No,
right?
what changes your brain chemistry is just if you're a billionaire, everyone around you is so agreeable to your eccentricities that you don't have any checks and balances to change your behavior.
It's that show Loot. Like that's the thing. Now all of a sudden you're supposed to be regular and you don't know what that means.
Guys, that happens to millionaires too, but you don't know because people are just agreeable with all of you.
Ask Dan. When Dan gets back, ask him about it.
You know the thing about the facial recognition that's scary to me?
What's that?
is because I went on a cruise recently, right? And when I came back in to go through customs, they're like, "You have your passport?" I'm like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Okay, just walk." And then there's like a camera that just recognizes everyone as soon as you walk in. So you're not even going to like the little booth or whatever. The scary thing is like, how are we going to do like Jason Bourne movies in like 20 years? Because like there's no use for fake passports or anything anymore because they're going to know when Bourne is like entering the country now.
They'll catch him immediately.
Exactly.
But also, what happens to all of our faces? We're transforming our faces, like people that don't look anything like they did 5 years ago. How does that all work?
That's what freaks me out about that Clear thing that is at the
I
airport
have
now.
that.
I have
Shoot,
clear.
Yeah.
I do have that. Oh,
Yeah.
They have my
Yeah,
irises.
it's like because it just scans your eyeballs.
Yep.
Yep.
And so you can do whatever you want to your face, but it still knows that you're walking around. And it's like, there's always like a person there in like a vest who's like, "Have you done Clear?" It's like a weird cult. They're like, "Have you done Clear?" And they, "No, come right this way." And then you scan your eyeballs and they're like, "Now you get to go to the front of the line." And you're like, "Oh my God, it's amazing."
Mike,
and then you're like, "Oh wait, they just scanned my eyeballs."
Do you partake in like any conveniences of like the 20th century?
Look, Greg Cody over here.
Very few. I'm very cautious about giving away. I mean, look, you can't. If you have an email account, but you're already screwed, right?
Oh,
but
boy.
I'm not on Facebook. I'm not on Instagram. I don't use any of that stuff. I
Do
don't
you
let
use
my
Face
kids use any
ID
of
on
that
your
stuff.
camera phone thingy?
I do, but Apple's security, I think it's a little better than from what I've read, at least, is a little better than most places.
From
I'm
what
sure
you
they're
read,
still
where?
doing something terrible with it.
From Apple? Because Apple's the only people I hear say, "Oh, our security is the best." And like, yeah, okay. That checks out.
They had that update 2 days ago. They were like, "You better do this right now or you're going to die."
Yeah, isn't that
was
so scary?
serious. Yeah.
Zoom did that too. They were like, "Run, don't walk to your computer and update Zoom." I was like, "What is going to happen?"
I had friends texting me. I was like, "Are you texting me about an Apple update?" What?
Mike, have you ever been worried that your face might be a little bit too out there in terms of, I don't know, television and stuff? And
Like
this
as a
program?
public figure,
Being
maybe
on
they
The
can get
Office.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, there is that. Like, I was in Scotland, as you all know, recently, and I was recognized for playing Mose on The Office on a remote island in Scotland, and I did have the feeling of like, all right, I'm screwed. Like, I can hide all I want from Mark Zuckerberg, but
Did you not lie and just say, "What's The Office"?
Oh.
To what end? What? Why in the world? There were people who were like excited to meet the guy who played Mose from The Office. I don't want to. That's the one thing I have to offer people.
I love that you've thought of everything. You're like, no email, no Facebook, no Instagram, and Mose is what comes back to bite you in the ass.
Damn that career.
When the robots take, or the billionaires or both take me down, it'll be because I ran along the side of a car like a dog in an episode of The Office in 2010.
Mike, I got a question for you. We were talking earlier about people who won't cuss. Not necessarily won't use cuss words, but will enter the zone where they want to cuss and then self-edit. David Blau of the Detroit Lions on Hard Knocks last week fumbled, and as he's walking onto the field, he says, "Fudge!" And Michelle and I don't respect people like that, but it occurred to me that there's one profession where you need to kind of have that sensibility, and that's when working on network television. How many times have you been writing and say, "Damn, I wish we could just one time just drop one of these"?
Oh, constantly. Because I curse a lot in my normal life. I've never cursed around my kids in 14 years, which I'm very proud of. But I curse a lot in general, and the network TV thing is hard. The good place solution was that the universe the afterlife universe didn't allow cursing, so when you would try, it would filter out what you said. That was our little workaround. But on SNL, the history of SNL is that, like, where was my first job, was that because it's live, like 4 or 5 times people have dropped an F-bomb on SNL and they get in big trouble because the FCC shows up and people get angry. Norm Macdonald did it during Update once. There was a noise off screen and something like loud crashed to the floor, and he just went, "What the F is that?" And then everyone went crazy and laughed and clapped. And then he was like, "My final appearance." That was his way he covered it. But Jenny Slate, who was hilarious, who was a hilarious person, was on the show for like 1 year. And part of the reason I think that she didn't last is that she accidentally dropped an F-bomb in one of her sketches early on. Like, it does happen. I've at this point in human history, I'm a little bit like, come on, what are we doing? Like who among us, like when I go to my son's baseball games and I'm like, I'm the scorekeeper. So I have an app and I like keep score of the games. I've been doing this for 8 years now.
Of course.
And like, I'm close enough to their like bench to hear what they've been since they were 11. They've all been cursing like crazy. And like, I hear my son drop F-bombs. And so I'm like, who are we protecting from this coarse language? It seems kind of silly to me. It's very like old timey. It feels very much like Justin Timberlake, Janet Jackson at the Super Bowl. Like, oh, like pearl clutching. Like, oh no, what will happen to the youth of America if they hear this? It's like, it's pretty like 1960s to me that we're still concerned about this. And there is an old adage that I was told when I started at SNL, which is if someone curses on the show, you'll get 10 letters that say, how dare you? I was watching this and I don't approve of that language. If you say Jesus Christ in a negative connotation, like as like an exclamation, you'll get 1,000 letters. And the only time I ever got in trouble at SNL was I wrote a sketch where athletes were thanking Jesus after games. And, it's saying like, the Lord was with me and Jesus really helped, it was in the late 90s when that was like extremely prevalent, at least in baseball. Yeah. And then there was a Jewish athlete they were like, what happened out there? And he was like, I don't know, man. I can't explain it. I don't know what happened. And it was just like whether or not Jesus had intervened in the athletic match. And I got like dozens and dozens and dozens of, like, they were dropped in a stack on my desk. It wasn't 1,000, but it was like in the 50 to 70 range of people just being furious that I had. And it wasn't blasphemous at all. It was an observation about the culture that athletes give credit to Jesus for good performances. And it was like the only thing I ever wrote that ever caused any waves at all. So it's just a very old timey kind of conservative world that we're still in on network TV that should probably disappear.
I love the idea of just this big U.S. mailbag full of just hate mail.
Yeah.
Because of the Jesus.
Old school.
Thanks a lot, Mike. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you.
House of the Dragon? What's it called? House of the Dragons? House of Dragons.
There's 10 dragons.
10 dragons. It's
10 dragons?
In one house?
173 years before the death of the Mad King.
172, I believe.
172?
That's what it said on the opening slate.
Get it right, dude.
Man, wrong. Okay, 172 years before the death of the Mad King.
Oh, no, it's House of the Dragon. My bad.
See, I told you.
I screwed that up.
Probably 173 years as well.
I keep getting that confused with the Rings of Power.
Oh, Rings of Power.
The Rings of Power, House of the Dragon. Could be like the Rings of Dragon.
Is it weird that I want to watch that? I'm not like you, Jess. I like Lord of the Rings.
That's for sure.
You're a bit of a nerd.
Hey.
Which makes her a super nerd.
So we
yes.
are a lot alike then.
No, it's like super nerds. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Okay. So I like it, but I really want to watch this show not because I like Lord of the Rings so much, but because I want to see what they spent the money on. Michelle, you know about this TV show that Amazon is putting on, this Lord of the Rings TV show? Where they're spending
I've read about it, but yeah.
$8 trillion an episode?
It looks super expensive. Like the trailer looked very different than the way the actual Lord of the Rings movies looked. It looked like more like
I was
The
gonna
Hobbit.
say because
like,
the movies were, they were
super smooth and
but it
big.
was like low
yeah,
cal, right?
Exactly. I don't know. I'm nervous for it. I'm nervous for House of the Dragon too. The first episode.
I am too.
Michelle, did you watch it?
No, I'm watching it today when all this really hard work is done.
Yeah, I stayed up late and watched
I'm
it
nervous
last night.
because you did. Okay, I've read positive. Are you in the positive camp?
I think I'm mostly positive. I'm skewing positive. It was not bad. It wasn't like the best opening episode of any show, but I don't think like a pilot episode, they've got to kind of reel you in and set things up. And then I think it's going to probably get better. I did think that Matt Smith, who plays Daemon Targaryen, was definitely a scene stealer.
Is there nudity in the first 5 minutes?
There was ass cheeks. There were boobs. There was everything. A severed penis. Very Game of Thrones.
There's a penis?
Severed penis.
Severed?
Severed penis.
When I was a kid, I used to think that was pronounced severed.
Finesse. That's awesome.
A lot of butts, though. A lot of butts. I think butts are in. I think for a while on HBO, penises were in. It's a big time for butt cheeks. Tell Dan
I feel
Campbell.
like butts are better to look at than penises anyways, as a general rule. I'd rather see butts.
I think for comedic effect, they're better. Like in Better Call Saul, we saw a lot of Bob Odenkirk's butt. There was like a few episodes had nudity warnings, and it was like, oh God, what's gonna happen? This is gonna get graphic. And then every time it was just Bob Odenkirk's little butt.
He's got a little butt.
Yeah, just his little butt.
Is it? Remember
Was
when
it hairy or did he wax it?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Michelle? Do you?
It
Remember,
wasn't hairy though.
Do you remember when the big controversy of the '90s was we saw Dennis Franz's butt on NYPD Blue?
In NYPD Blue, baby.
That was a
big moment.
A big moment for
Big
TV.
moment.
His butt.
It's
Like
a cultural moment.
he like it was on purpose. Like the scene was.
It was
we got full backside nudity on network television.
I remember feeling that way when Devin Hester got his pants pulled down once during Sunday Night Football. I was watching it with my mom, and we were like, "Was that his butt?"
Ass cheeks,
Was it
glistening.
two, though? As long as it's two ass cheeks.
The only two of them, yeah. If there's one, watch out. Dan Campbell's around the
Watch
corner.
out.
But I thought the show was
gonna
good.
jump in.
Michelle, I think if you're a big Game of Thrones fan, I think you'll like it. I think most Game of Thrones fans will like it. They've got a lot of runway to work with. There's 172 years until the events of Game of Thrones start. And I thought the acting was pretty good. Like it takes you back into that world really easily. The same composer is doing this series, so
Love that
the
guy.
music themes are the same.
Everything felt like the continuity was there. I just saw like the first 15 minutes and then I had to stop. But I like there's two things I don't like, right? One is specific to this and one is generic, right? The specific thing is the CGI on the dragons is still trash. Still terrible. Still terrible. They're spending all this money and not spending enough on the CGI.
I didn't think it was that bad.
It looks cartoonish.
You know what? I'm gonna pay attention. I'll send you a text ASAP.
The second thing I don't like is the generic is I realize I don't like watching stuff that's from the same universe as something else, but there are no like mutual characters to help me feel comfortable.
So you felt lost.
Yeah, I'm like, who are these? I don't care about any of these people. I wanted like someone to walk in like, oh, there goes so-and-so.
I think that might happen like later on in the series, but you didn't think, because like it opens up with the young Targaryen,
Yeah.
I think Rhaella. She's got like the Daenerys Targaryen, same hairstyle, and they all have like the bright blonde hair. So like, I feel like that kind of gives you a sense of like who you're talking about.
But there's so many of them. I'm like, are they all Targaryen? So there was a black guy who had like the white hair.
Yeah.
Is he a Targaryen? Is he like a black?
He's married to the queen that never was. But they did marry within their
Manti
family.
Te'o?
Oh, what?
Don't. It's too soon and we learned a lot. Don't do it. Like we're not going to be mean anymore about that. No, but here's the thing about it. I read that that actress had never seen an episode of Game of Thrones, the one that's playing Targaryen, like early. She's never seen it. So she had to watch all of them in 2 weeks. Secondly, I hate watched the entire final season of Game of Thrones.
Same.
I was so angry at every episode. So that's why it's weird that I'm so excited to watch this. It's like I want it to redeem itself.
I talked
Even
about
though it's not.
I'm sorry. I talked about it last week how like the level of don't give a shit. There was a Starbucks cup of coffee in one of the scenes. I forgot there was another episode from that season where there was a Dasani water bottle on the set. And we were like, what's more offensive? That nobody picked up on a second drinking device on the set, or that someone out here is drinking Dasani water?
Thank you.
Disgusting
Thank
animals.
In
Just
Europe,
drink
even.
out of
you
your
don't have like
toilet
cool
bowl.
European water? Get
Yeah,
outta
you
here.
guys are in Croatia. Get something with a glass bottle.
get
that the
cool
Europeans
water.
drink. I think it's like Michelle, like going back to a shitty ex. I've seen people make this comparison online. It's like we were hurt, we were dumped, we were duped and bamboozled. It ended poorly, and then they're like, "But give us a second chance," and everyone's like, "All right, I'll give you a second chance." And I'm open-minded. I do not think I have the bandwidth for the show right now going into football season, it airing on Sunday nights. But I'm gonna keep watching until I peter out, or maybe it'll be good. I don't know.
I mean, this is the part.
I also don't have the bandwidth to do weeklies. It's very hard for me.
Really?
To okay.
Oh,
I just
you're
want it all at
wildin'.
once. Just stop. Just
You're
stop.
wildin'.
We don't do this anymore, HBO. We don't.
I love Weekly. I love it. I love it. You know why? Because assholes like you, Michelle, will watch the entire show and then we like talking about it all the time. I'm like, I haven't even opened the app yet.
That's on you.
No.
Get your life together.
No.
I have a list of priorities.
Look
You
how
have a
cool
list of
this is. We're
priorities.
all
I used
here-
to watch the entire thing.
We're all here together and we're like, we get to go experience it brick by brick together.
No, absolutely not. If you read a book, do you just read one chapter at a time?
Yes.
Or if it's good, do you just whiz through
No,
it?
I never whiz through it. I'll savor it. I like to sit and
savored nothing.
reminisce about like my favorite line from the last paragraph or so.
No way.
Yeah,
I like
I
to
just-
watch the entire series in a day and then forget all about it by a week later. Boom, done, next. That's it.
Boom, done next. Let me ask you.
I got time for all this.
Let me ask you a question we talked about in the local hour today. When you flip open your Netflix or Prime Video, whatever app you're turning on, do you go with purpose? You know, I'm here to watch this, or are you one of these people like, what do you have for me? Suggest something. Ooh, this is top 10.
Algorithm got today. Most of the time I go in with something, but lately because I feel like I've been in between shows, I just open it up and then I end up watching like shows that are for teenagers like every single time. Like Never Have I Ever. I binged like 2 seasons of that.
Why?
I'm 46 years
You
old.
can't-
I don't know.
Come on.
Because it's there. It's there and I learned a lot. Okay?
No, what'd you learn?
Kids are going through it right now. Kids are going.
Euphoria taught me that one. Jesus.
Oh, no. Euphoria taught me I made the right call in never having children. That's what Euphoria taught me. That is a terrifying show for parents.
It's it took me aback. I was like, because I'm like, okay, all right, we all had a fun time in high school. What could they possibly be up to? And then I'm like, whoa, this shit, you guys got belts and needles and all types of kits. God.
I was going to say
Yeah, that
social
shows-
media is kind of what did it. Yeah.
It did what?
Like this, I feel like when I was leaving high school, social media was getting really big and I could see the toxicity start to form. Cause like, you know, people would hang out with one another and you'd see photos of it and be like, why wasn't I invited? And before you would just like not see that shit. And
Right.
that's what like started messing with your mind. And then everyone started like competing, like who would have the best outfit, who would have the best photos of their outfit. And like, it started really young. And now like the younger generation has grown up with that the whole time they've been young. And so I think it's just made it so much worse. Like you're constantly comparing yourself to other people. You're constantly feeling left out if people are doing stuff without you. And
this damage is bad.
that's kind of my thought process about like the euphoria. Cause like teenagers have been doing drugs for decades. I don't think that's new. I think actually drug use has gone down among teens.
Has it?
I think statistically it has. In that show, maybe not.
Not on that show. Yeah.
Yeah, it probably depends on
I don't
where
know
in the
for sure.
country. Different drugs, different places.
By the way, I'm trying to, as I try to find empathy for people who are bullied or whatever via social media, I'm trying to figure out what's worse. Is it worse to find out that people don't like you from a comment, or is it worse to find like someone left like a block of cheese in your desk for months and didn't tell you?
That person sounds loved. I mean, that's
Wait, is this a prank?
Some would call it a prank. The pranker would call it a prank. The prankee, probably not.
Well, which
So you're
were
asking
you?
how you'd rather be bullied? Like you're left
Yeah.
out of something, or someone puts gross cheese in your desk?
Did someone put cheese in your desk, or
It
did you
wasn't
put
gross
cheese in
cheese. It
someone's
was great.
desk? Yeah, it was good cheese at the time. It could have been a gift to me, and you just didn't know.
Yeah. It was.
Is this how you were bullied?
Ungrateful bastard.
It's so specific.
The
It was all.
the last episode of Sports Nation that Michelle Beadle was on, as a gift.
Wait, this happened.
As a gift, the show gifted Michelle a bust, an NFL Hall of Fame, Pro Football Hall of Fame style bust of her face made out of cheese. I don't know where they got it from. I don't know how they commissioned it.
What kind of cheese?
Was it cheddar?
This could be an attraction in the Midwest.
It was awesome. It was a giant head of cheese.
Massive. Like it's bigger than Michelle's actual head.
Hair and everything.
Wait, hold on a second. So the first time you were done on Sports Nation, didn't they shoot you out of a cannon or something?
first
And then
I
the
got shot
second
out.
time they gave you a giant cheese head.
Yes.
Okay.
See, I left on great terms. I don't know what all these rumors are about.
She left Sports Nation on great terms. That's
Yes, I
for
did.
sure. So Michelle had a cubicle that was prime real estate.
That was a good one.
Prime real estate. It was at the nexus of everything happening. And because the cubicle is kind of high and a door, you can shut yourself off from the rest of the world. But the moment you hear a voice, like, oh, let me see what's going on, you pop your head out and you're right there in the middle of all the chatter, right?
It had window light. It had everything.
Yeah, had a window, had a view of was it not Figueroa? Was it Figueroa? Yeah, it was Figueroa. Yeah, a view of Figueroa, right? So there was a notorious shortage of cubicles, and I wanted a cubicle, and they said, no, there are no more cubicles. So when Michelle was leaving, I was like, all right, well, squatters' rights. I'm just going to put all my shit in there, and then it's going to be mine. And so as she's moving stuff out, I'm moving stuff in. So finally, the day comes, she leaves. By the way, I'll never forget what you said. I saw you on the way to the airport, when you were on the way to the airport to New York. And I said, I gave her like this motivational speech, like, Michelle, go out there, you're gonna kill it. That show's your show. You're the talent on that thing. Da, da, da. And she looks at me and she says, I'll be back here in 6 months. I swear to God.
And I was back in
exactly 6 months. Yeah, I'll be back here in 6 months. Gets in the Uber, drives away. 6 months later, she's back.
Brilliant.
So, but
it's called strategy.
It's called strategy, exactly. So I got this cubicle. It's all mine. I've got my PlayStation in there. I've got my sneakers in there. I've got my suits.
You move into the cubicle?
I moved into the cubicle.
Really did.
Like, this is my base of operations in LA. Months go by. Months go by. And finally she says something like, so you never told me if you liked the gift I got you. And I'm like, what gift? And she says, you didn't go through the desk? I said, not really. I didn't put anything in the desk. Most of the stuff is just sitting on the counter. It's like, why don't you take a look in the drawer? And I opened the drawer, and it was like Medusa's head. It was growing stuff, and the smell was instant. Like, you want to talk about vomiting 15 times in a day? Yeah, this guy. And this mother
Did you say thank you at least?
Laughed her ass off. We had to get facilities to come get rid of it. Like, it was a biohazard.
You made someone else get rid of it?
Fuck yeah, I did. That shit was disgusting.
It was really bad by then.
Jessica, it was months later. It wasn't like a week later.
What type of cheese was this? Was this a soft cheese or a hard cheese?
It was like cheddar, I think. It was an orange.
Yeah.
Orange.
Oh, it was an orange bust?
Like a big orange.
Wow.
Yeah.
That must have been really gross. A sharp cheddar, a moldy sharp cheddar.
It was green by the time I got it.
I thought it was a brilliant idea. What else are you going to do with it?
Just give it away. Why?
He gave it to you.
It's
not
bullying.
my fault you didn't look through a desk. Who doesn't look through a desk? What's wrong with you?
I don't need all these drawers.
Well, you didn't want to put anything in the desk?
No.
A notepad or something?
Why?
Extra PlayStation controllers.
No, I didn't just sit on the desk. I just sit down and turn on the PlayStation. Let's go.
You could have avoided that easily.
Yeah, by not being friends with Michelle Beadle. Apparently.
I feel good about that prank. I like it.
What are
the better ones?
I feel like that. Yeah, I was gonna say, what are the other pranks on the Beadle list?
Oh, yeah. There's been some with like camera crews that I've worked with. I'll never forget. Like, I don't even know if you can tell these stories. I don't even know what stories you're allowed to tell.
Bully.
But I used to have a camera
Bully.
guy that was like real tough, and he was scared of like small women, right? Scared of them. So on our last day, I hired one that also happened to be a stripper to come out from underneath the stairs.
This is a tiptoe situation.
Scare the crap out of him. Yeah, and it was like the best $100 I ever spent on anything in my entire life.
Beadle, did you hear about this story about me in the NBA Finals?
What'd you do?
Like this
one, the last one?
This last one that just happened.
No.
So for Cinephobe, which is the podcast where Zach Harper and I watch movies that are poorly rated on Rotten Tomatoes and try to ascertain whether they're accurately poorly rated or maybe they didn't get a fair shake. Cinephobe, it's produced by Anthony Mays. You get it wherever you get podcasts, right here on the LeBatard and Friends Network, a podcast that Michelle has appeared upon.
I did. It's a really good podcast.
Yeah, you did Maximum Overdrive with us a couple of months ago. So scroll back, listen to that one. But I believe the next month after you are our very first guest pick for the show, we had Brad Williams on. The comedian Brad Williams, very funny guy, also a little person, right? Brad selected the movie Tiptoes, Are you familiar with this movie, Michelle? The premise of this movie?
I wasn't. I had to Google it.
Right. For those that don't know, Tiptoes is a movie where Gary Oldman plays Matthew McConaughey's twin. But Gary Oldman is a little person in this movie. And the way they portrayed it is not with fancy CGI or anything. It's literally to have him walk on his knees with shoes attached to his kneecaps. Or
like Dwarf on Golf.
Yeah, or be seated at all times. So they'll have him like sitting in on a couch, and he's literally the lower half of his body is underneath the couch, but then they have like two little feet sitting there. This is a real movie. Gary Oldman was in it. Peter Dinklage was in it. Matthew McConaughey, Kate Beckinsale. This is a real movie.
And it's bad.
Real people.
It's a cinephobe movie, yes.
Tiptoes.
So the movie also happened to have the largest cast of little people actors of any movie ever. This according to Brad Williams, because he was like, I know all these people. That's so-and-so, that's so-and-so, that's so-and-so. And one of the people in the movie was this young lady who apparently is an adult film star. And he's like, I know her. Her screen name is Bridget D. I'm not going to finish it. You can fill in the blank. Brad
Was
says
she
it.
on Howard Stern a lot?
Yes, she was.
Okay, yeah.
And so Brad knows her from before she was an adult film star, when her name was not Bridget, it was something else, right? So he says this, he's in the scene, and as we're moving on, I'm like, yeah, see what her work's like. So I Google.
Oh no.
And then podcast is recording, I forget. We move on. I have to switch tabs to look for something else. Forget all about it. We're done recording the podcast. Guys, got to go to the arena. I go to the arena. It's game 5 of the NBA Finals, right? Game's over. I'm doing the postgame, the live postgame for LeBatardShow right there courtside. I put the laptop on the scores table and I'm doing it, right? And so they're telling me, Amin, go grab guests. Go grab guests. There's people everywhere. So I'm like, oh, there's Steve Kerr. Should I get Steve Kerr? Yeah, all right. Oh, he's doing ESPN. All right, never mind. There's Kareth Burke. I don't know her, but maybe she'll come on. No, Kareth's doing a hit with someone else. There's Kevin O'Connor of The Ringer. Go grab him. I go, Kevin, you want to do it? Yeah, sure. Comes on over. I'm trying to switch the audio from earbuds to speakers so he can hear too. And so I'm alt-tab, full screen of my search from earlier of porn, of little people porn.
Fetish.
Kevin starts laughing. I start laughing. The guys don't know what's happening. Like, what's so funny? And I decided to reveal it against my bitter judgment.
No.
Reveal it.
You had to.
We talk about it. We laugh about it. Afterwards, I'm like, man, this is not good, right? I had this great conversation with John Skipper that day. And I was like, oh, man, they're finally starting to give me more responsibility. I think they're starting to like believe in me as like something more than just the silly guy that gets drunk or whatever.
Okay.
And literally 6 hours later, I have this happen. So I said, maybe no one will notice, right? It was a post-game show. People don't watch this stuff typically. If they weren't there live, then it's over. The next morning, Dan LeBatard makes the A block of every single segment about Amin watching porn at the finals.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But it's also very on brand for you. And I appreciate that.
It's the only time in my entire professional career I've been embarrassed.
Were you really embarrassed?
I was legit embarrassed.
Ninja Warrior,
you know why it's
embarrassed?
bad? Because it's not just porn. Like you almost have to explain the context of it. It's not just, hey, I was watching porn.
It was
no, it's specific.
Hundreds of thumbnails of all the same genre.
Oh, that is brutal.
Yeah.
That is brutal, and I love it. See?
Welcome to Cinephobe.
I'm going to watch Tiptoes this week. I think
Please
that's
do.
on my list now.
Please do. And then put me and Brad and Zach in a group chat.
Yes.
Listen.
House of Dragon and Tiptoes.
Be together and we turn into show content. That's how we expense the RV, and you
This
get a nice
guy
little
gets
RV.
it.
You know what I mean?
This guy gets it.
It's exactly right.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, we can't have everyone on the road because Dan will be like, "Why am I the only one here?" And everyone's on the road with Bob. So we need to kind of be strategic.
What if we just limit it to us right here?
Yeah, that would be bad.
Us two,
kind of showing
4,
favoritism
6.
to Bob over Dan.
But you're retired at this point, so it's not.
They can't
not your
get you
problem
there.
anymore.
Maybe we
Yeah.
are too.
You're okay.
Imagine how many elevators Chris Cody could review on this trip.
Wow.
There you go. Now you're starting to think because you're layering, right? We're layering ideas. We have the RV show. We have the elevator pitch show. What else do we have?
And
we
it's
have
all under
Twine.
this attraction.
We see some Twine.
Bob wants to. What attraction do you want to see the most, Bob?
Geez, I don't know, but the first one of the giant muska lunch, that was really cool.
There you go.
The giant what?
I don't know.
It's a fish
Oh,
Yeah,
up in Minnesota.
Is it that creepy looking, prehistoric looking fish?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Those things are so cool. Have you ever caught one of them?
I've never seen one.
Oh, they're vicious.
I mean, you haven't caught one of those?
Yeah. not in my usual fishing sojourns.
Well, you get to do that when you live near the Canadian border.
Yeah.
Which is that's your plan, right?
Yeah.
Bob's gonna retire up.
I see this don't touch the dust thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to get something to fix that.
Can we? Yeah, because
I love how he's like
Meetings
engineering.
online, yeah.
last week I got yelled at for like picking up my phone and putting it down on the desk. Like, oh, it's getting picked up. I'm like, well, why? It's because we put in this boom arm. I'm like, well, isn't there a better way to do this?
Well, I'm going to have to figure that out because I like the boom better than that.
Let's talk it out on air.
Yeah. All right. Let the mind of the
Well,
engineer.
maybe we shouldn't go into that because,
People love behind the scenes stuff.
we're still trying to figure that out. I'm thinking I get some, I don't know, you rolling or not?
Oh, we've been rolling the whole time.
This has been all
Yeah.
of it.
Okay. Slice and dice. I'm thinking we got to get some kind of felt or something to put above
Yeah.
and below,
Felt.
the nut below and
hell yeah.
above before the mounting plate, and maybe that will give us a little buffer.
Insulation there. I like it. Like, is that gonna like cancel the noise? Is there?
I'm not super optimistic. I mean, it's not going to be like that suspension mount, but the suspension mount is not the most attractive thing and kind of blocks out, a lot of the
face.
visuals.
Yeah.
So
It's funny how like
kind of a
this,
toss-up.
this is grown as an industry, like how the mics are positioned, because we did it like this with a suspension mic. Is that what you call it? A suspension
well, it's a
stand?
desk stand with a suspension mount.
Yeah, like we
all
did it-
those rubber bands, they suspend the microphone in midair.
Speaking of nuts, someone tweeted at me. There's a giant pistachio in New Mexico. Roadside attraction. We could take our RV there.
We could.
That would be great.
Do you guys have the RV? You want the one that expands out? You know how like when you park it, it gets wider.
Yeah, should we do that, or should we get like a tour bus that has bunks?
Ooh, a tour bus would be
with the
good. Yeah, bunk
bunks.
beds.
We could have like a dozen of us.
and
at
then it has like a
time in
curtain
there.
and you could just slide it open.
Have you guys ever been on one of those?
No.
No.
I have.
Wow.
It
No.
is strange.
So were you actually asking us, or did you just want to be able
That's
to
what
segue?
this is.
in?
I figured it out.
two birds,
You
one stone.
Absolutely figured it out.
It's on Cinepol, we call that the Cobra formula, where you ask a question trying to elicit a certain answer because you actually want to say this thing. Yeah, man, it's strangely comfortable. Like it's not big. It's like a coffin. But I got in there and I was like, this actually could go to sleep pretty easily.
How tight is it to your face? Like the top?
There's not a whole lot of space.
It's not claustrophobic. I'd be claustrophobic there, I think.
I thought it would, and when I got in there, and there's a little power plug, I plugged my phone in, and so lying on my side, I could look at my phone, and then I just went to sleep. I was like, this is perfect.
So wait, you can lay sideways?
Yes.
Okay.
It's wide enough for
I
that.
thought it was just like you're either face down or face up.
No. You can be sideways, but it's not a whole lot of room. It's not like you can't sit up, for instance. You
Well,
can't.
who's going to drive? Bob, do you have a license to drive one of these? Because now, as the bus is getting bigger, we're changing now driver's license needs.
Yeah. We need a D,
all
right?
I don't know.
Well,
you
what
used
were
to
you?
work on tour buses, didn't you?
Well, I traveled on tour buses a few times, yeah.
But not driving.
Like Amin, not driving.
Well, what
no.
are you certified to drive? Like one that you
My
tow?
car.
Oh,
I did have
No
a
CDL?
Class B CDL at one point.
Yeah?
What's that for?
That's for a large straight truck up to 26,000 pounds.
What
Damn,
bunk?
But that is not a tractor.
including
Bob,
our
that was off
luggage.
the dome.
What bunk did you have on this tour bus that you?
Oh, a couple different. I was on a couple of different tours on a bus.
But like, if you had first choice, were you going bottom bunk?
I would go bottom. That's easiest.
Easiest
So
to
the
get in
rookie
there.
always gets the top bunk, right?
Yes, that would be it. That would have been me.
Did you ever have like a rookie try to get bottom bunk and you're like, hey, get up there, buddy?
No, I'm always like the junior guy.
Yeah. No, look, it's there's definitely a strategy to it. I wouldn't go bottom it's the second from the bottom. That's
That
the
could
one.
be
There's
good.
one where it's perfect. Like it's like the size, the height of a regular bed.
And you can roll out.
You can roll in, roll out real easy. The bottom one, you gotta kind of scrunch up.
Probably feel the bumps more.
Ooh, I don't know. I've never been.
Well,
on
Bob, where do you feel the bumps more?
I couldn't answer that. It's too many moons ago.
Bob, you drive into work, don't you?
I do.
Okay, great. Okay, so here's
Eligible for the game.
Yeah.
here's the thing, Bob. We were having a contest. I think that you're aware of this. You may not be. Dan's not here. Do you know where Dan parks? Do you know Dan's parking spot?
Yes.
Okay, so Dan's parking spot.
Coveted
You
spot.
said that you drive by it the same way I do. You're like, why does this guy get this spot? I agree with you, Bob.
So it's a
I see the sign.
Yeah. Well,
condescending sign is
Yeah, it is a condescending
It's
sign.
like
The sign needs to
sign
be
might as well
updated.
said all you other peasants up
What
there.
does the sign say?
ESPN.
Oh, God, don't say that on Meadowlark Media.
Bleep
Well,
it.
anyway, the point is, Bob, that spot is just sitting vacant this week. So we decided that's going to be given away as a prize to people who are eligible. Now, the people that are eligible are the people who are driving or people who are willing to rent a car just to take the spot so someone else can't have it.
Power move.
People who are in that day or people who will be in the next day. Because if you're not in today, you can't win because it's based on today's performance. So tomorrow you can participate. If you're not going to be here tomorrow, you can't win because why would we give you a prize that you're not going to be able to use?
I'm out.
So Jess is out of the running. Now, Bob.
She could have her Uber guy parked there.
Oh,
while she's here at work.
Good idea.
Doesn't get a flat tire.
Well, Bob, you're now eligible. At first, it was just going to be people
Congrats, Bob.
that were in this room at the time.
I'm with it. I understand the game.
So you're eligible. You're eligible. You were originally going to be the person who decided who won the spot. Yeah, no, well, for those who are just catching up.
No, I think that's it. I think that's fair. I'm not eligible.
No, you are. You definitely
eligible.
are. You
so
definitely
much so,
are.
I would like to reach out to the class and say, I think Bob should get the spot
second
tomorrow.
that.
Because
Wow,
Bob is
yeah.
so good in the post game. I think Bob gets a spot tomorrow.
Bob spot. Bob spot. Bob spot.
Bob spot. Keep doing this. So
Parking it.
You're here tomorrow, right?
We're parking it. Yeah.
All right, so Bob gets the spot.
We're
Are we all in
gonna
agreement on
We'll
this?
all be offended if you don't.
Bob
take
was
it
the
tomorrow.
MVP of today.
All right. What do we
by
got to do
far.
to get
Remember the
approval
pliers?
to use that spot?
That's
though?
it.
No, you
got
just
it.
park.
Goldie.
You just
park.
got it, yeah.
Don't worry
You get
about
that
it.
spot.
The
I
other
don't
thing
want to
too.
get towed away.
That's the only thing is the person that wins the first time is kind of like
Dan
you
will
know,
cover it.
There you go. So we're good.
Wow, that's easy.
Dan will cover it.
Just tell Hildy, yeah. All right, so Bob wins.
All right.
That was easy.
Go to Bob.
Bob, Chris just broke a button in here. We need your help.
All right.
Was it
Oh,
the top
wow.
nut or bottom nut?
Already fixed. Bottom nut.
You guys are inside.
Okay, good. Yo.